Chat, I gotta, this is me being sincere. So we had to do a lot of mingling last night with other parents at the school that our daughter goes to. I think next year, for my social life, I have to start playing fantasy football. It just seems like a male bonding cheat code. I watch sports. So like I can talk sports, but like this is 2 times in like 3 months. And I don't go out that much like to talk to people, that there's been like I've been in a group of guys and the first thing that comes up is fantasy football, and they start talking about I'm in a 5-player keeper league. I got second pick this year. I took CD Lamb. I regret it a little bit. It hasn't been working out very well for me. And I'm like, dude, I gotta, because I can't be like, oh, CD Lamb, he plays for the Dallas Cowboys, you know? Like I gotta be like, oh, I picked fucking Eckler 9th in the draft this year. But honestly, I think he's still got a good season in him, even though the first half hasn't been that amazing. So I think next year I gotta get into fantasy football a little bit. Like not seriously. Like I don't want to go to one of those like where you have like a real whiteboard and stuff like that, and if you come in last, you have to like go to a bar for 24 hours and like every drink takes an hour off your time in the bar. Like I'm not a loser to that extent at least, but I think I at least gotta play so I can be like, yo, fucking everybody thought that who's the guy on Derrick Henry? Everyone thought Derrick Henry was washed when I took him like in the 3rd round at RB. He's been the best fantasy RB in the league so far, man. He's won 2 matchups for me single-handedly. And I'm like, oh, I should get into a fantasy football league now. But then I'm like, it's like fucking week 7. I'm not like you can't, because the draft is like one of the most fun parts, man. And that like I like hockey more, but fantasy hockey is not like, no disrespect. Nobody's yo, I took Jonathan Huberdeau 53rd this year and he's already got 3 assists. Yeah, that's true. You got to log into the website like 10 times a week because you're like, what the fuck do you mean we're playing our... Thatcher Demko's not playing opening night? I drafted him as... He was goalie number 6 to come off the board, man. So yeah, I think like the same way like people get into golf to like advance their career... Like, my career is at the whims of, like, who fucking knows? Algorithms and, like, me not getting hit by, like, a solar flare that causes me to completely flip my opinions on everything and like, not getting, I don't know, like, acute bouts of mental illness or something like that, right? But, like, my social life, I think I gotta start playing fantasy football just so I got something to talk about with the other school dads. Because I grew up in a world where, like 40-year-old men in the year 2000 were not playing fantasy football in Canada. But now in 2024, it seems like every man in middle age or approaching it is like playing fantasy football, man. It's the lingua franca. It's like, where'd you take Stephon Diggs in your draft? Dude, I also, while I was in the bathroom, I looked at my phone, I got a text. And it said, hi, this is blank. I'm another dad whose kid goes to your school. We're starting a dads only WhatsApp group. If you'd like to join, you know I'm gonna be all over that. Every day I hear about it was popping off in the mom's chat. Oh yeah, oh there's an event coming up at the school. Oh really? I didn't hear about it. Oh yeah, they were talking about it in the mom's chat. Oh well, how the turntables. How the turntables. And meanwhile, the dad group chat is...
Oh, did you say only dads?
Holy cow. Did you hear that? That was like when they pick up the phone in the Matrix and like get sucked onto the Nebuchadnezzar. I've been in the voice call for 3 hours, man. That's crazy. What am I doing in there? Anyway, what I was going to say is, you know, the dads chat is going to be like, great idea. Now we can have one just for the dads. And then no messages for like 6 weeks. There would be like one message in the summertime that's like, hey, we're having a charity golf event if you'd like to sign up. And then nothing again until September. That's like, hey, what time is drop off today? This is spiritually vacant, but also I think it will be fun. 100% next NFL season, I'm getting into fantasy football for networking purposes. Every single conversation I have with a man my age in the fall, at least, fantasy football is the center of like 60% of the conversations. I have to get into fantasy football, man. I already watch half of a football game a week, so I'm like halfway there. I might even watch a whole one a week. So I'll watch like a little bit of a game that's on Sunday while I'm folding laundry, and I'll usually have like Monday Night Football on while I'm cooking dinner. So I'm already like halfway there, man. Red Zone, my guy? I don't know if we have that. I basically just have to watch whatever's on like the CBS affiliate in Washington that we get. So if the Seahawks are playing, it's the Seahawks, which is unfortunate because they're not like that exciting. But sometimes you'll be like, what the fuck? Bengals at Panthers? Oh, brother. Lattimore's an incredible DB. I'm just going to be honest with you, brother. When I watch football, I'm not watching defense. I only watch offense. But I do need to find, like, I was talking a little fantasy football on vacation. Now, I'll spare you the details. So let's just say I asked the person that I was speaking to who I should draft in fantasy football this year. Here's the team that they gave me, okay? They said at running back, I should take Derrick Henry. At quarterback, I should take Josh Allen. At wide receiver, I should take Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. On tight end, I should take Sam Laporta. And I think they said take Chiefs defense. They did say take Justin Tucker as kicker, and I said that's a tough one, but does he know? So I think like as long as I get like the first 15 picks in the draft and I can just follow those instructions, I think I'm good, man. Because I'm pretty sure like all those guys are going to go in the first round basically, but you just listed the first and the second round. Well, dude, I said, what about Bijan Robinson? And they were like, he's not that good. And I was like, okay, I guess that's fine. I don't know shit about baseball, to be honest. Is it legal, or football, to be honest, but is it legal for the Yankees to be putting making the font bold, italic, and underlined on the bat so they can hit all those home runs? Like that's acceptable? Like they put that shit at impact bold and it just makes the exit angle like 3 degrees higher or something. You excited for the Bengals this year? Dude, when does fantasy football start popping off? I got to get ready for the dad chat. You should draft Shedeur. Are you aware that I don't work for the Tennessee Titans? That's what I've been saying for a long time. That being said, I would never draft Shedeur in my fantasy league. I'm Penix Jr. ride or die till the day I fucking die. Why? Because his name is funny. Michael Penix. It sounds like Steve Brule. Nah, I can't make my fantasy team name like a sexual pun because like it's gonna be filled with parents of kids that my daughter goes to school with. So I'm gonna have to name my team like Ryan's fantasy football team or something. But that's okay. Team Ozempic Scrooge. That would be like even worse, man, because I don't know how I would explain to anybody what they'd be like, why is that funny? I don't get it. And I'd be like, I don't know, man, but you don't think it is? Ozempic Scrooge? Like just imagine if you were watching A Christmas Carol and like Scrooge came out and he was like dick skin. Think Gronk's the best tight end of the 2000s, man? Like the millennium so far? Or does Tony Gonzalez clear? So I'm getting ready for my fantasy football draft. 100% I'm taking LaDainian Tomlinson first. If I don't get Tomlinson, honestly, like a lot of people would probably say like Peyton Manning. I'm not going to take Peyton Manning. I can just get Hasselbeck instead. Like or Donovan McNabb. I can go down a couple rounds before I pick QB. I could wait for Jamal Lewis. I could take Jamal Lewis at RB, or I'm thinking alternatively, what about, hear me out here? If I'm low first round, like let's say, 11th, 12th in the first round, Marvin Harrison. Kind of a sleeper pick. Full Colts build. Edgerrin James. I know a couple more. Reggie Wayne. It is crazy. Ricky Williams got banished to the CFL for smoking weed and not lying about it. The dude is getting hit by like 400. Every single time he touches the ball, 8 400-pound people are putting their bodies on him and like trying to crush every bone in his body. Bro smoked weed in his off time and they were like, get him out of here. Send him to the Montreal Alouettes. We can't be having that. That's a bad influence, man. Kids watch this stuff. Ready for fantasy football? Man, I gotta tell you, we got problems in the fantasy football league. I ran it by the group chat. 3 people got back to me immediately and said, that sounds like a lot of fun. Nobody else has replied. It's been 3 days. You can't run a fantasy football league with 4 dudes. It's just sad. But I can't like get out of it now either. Because like I know next time we meet, they're gonna be like, hey, whatever happened to that fantasy football league? Maybe a lot of these guys, they might be like on vacation or something like that. Still 6 weeks out. I was hoping, like, I mean, when I got the 3 messages back in like just a couple of minutes, I was like, dude, we're gonna have to go to like a 24 team league or something like that. But then it just totally dried up. I think it's worse because like some other dads might want to say something, but they don't want to say I'm out in the fantasy league and like yuck my yum. So it's like when someone trauma dumps in chat, you got to wait for like the moment to pass so you can finally type Lamau or something. Oh, so after 2.5 weeks, you guys suddenly give a fuck about me again. Okay, no one cared about me. 2nd week of August through to the 4th week of August, and now everybody wants to hear what I got to say now. How about that? Maybe be on socials? Excuse me, I was on Sleeper, my fantasy football app. I was drafting 4 tight ends on Sleeper in our draft that had 8 hours per pick. Who you get? Who don't I have is the real question. Who don't I have? Any good quarterbacks is the answer to that question, because they took all the good quarterbacks early, so I had to wait until like round 8, and then I took CJ Stroud, who I'm not a CJ Stroud believer, but I needed somebody to fill the spot. I'm not even messing with you. I got CJ Stroud. I got Cam Ward. I've got name the worst quarterbacks in the league that are starting. Not the Stroud is okay theoretically, but no, not Flacco, not Daniel Jones. In fact, even worse, I have Anthony Richardson, who is the backup to Daniel Jones. But I don't think that's gonna last. Why'd you get him? Because inevitably one of the good quarterbacks is gonna get injured, and somebody's gonna come knocking. All of a sudden, somebody who took 4 running backs in the first 5 rounds is going to be like, what am I supposed to do? I got a surplus of running backs, but no quarterbacks. Kyle Pitts drafter? Nah, I got the other Pitts. Michael Pittman? Ooh. Michael Pittman. I don't know anything about hockey. I keep accidentally drafting people in my fantasy football league that they've been arrested. I draft a guy, he's top of the draft board for players that are remaining, and then all of a sudden people are like, NL, you can't draft that guy. He's incarcerated right now for domestic abuse. Yeah, get Sean Junkins, man. And I draft another guy. They're like, oh, he's going to be goated this year. He's going to be crazy. He's serving a 4-game suspension for using like Nair on his balls or something. I don't know, man. Yeah, I got Addison or whatever his name is. Addison Ray, I think. Who you got at QB? I don't want to talk about it. I got 4 QBs. CJ Stroud, Cam Ward, Bryce Young, and Anthony Richardson. And 3 TEs. But I had 4 TEs, but I dropped my 4th TE to pick up Najee Harris, head eyes, because he's been removed from the injured reserve and is going to be ready for week 1. Straight ass. They took all the good QBs early, man. That's why I was able to get 4 awesome tight ends. Don't even talk to me. In the 12th round, somebody in my league took Tom Brady. So, age 48. But you never know, man. If the Raiders lose the room, pick up Penix. We had an AFK drafter who got all the funny names. So I think he got Michael Penix in like the 3rd round or something like that. Chat, I have a question for you too. I'm also kind of like, I think I'm screwed on this one. I've been trying to get the dads group going with a fantasy football league. And I was at a birthday party with a lot of the dads yesterday, and they were like, hey, when's this league getting started? I had to like break it to them gently. I sent a message in the WhatsApp that said, hey, we got to get this league on the go soon, but I don't know how many people I should have in it. Please react to this message if you want to be in it. And I'll load it up right now, man. I'm not afraid to do that live on stream. I'll load it up right now. That shit has 4 thumbs ups. I can't do, what am I supposed to do with that? I don't have the heart to tell him I can't start a 4-person fantasy football league. Like, every team's going to be an all-star team, man. You got to have at least 8 teams, preferably 12, but like 8 is insane. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know. But I feel like they're kind of like the 4 that have reacted are like, damn, we got to get this show on the road. The season starts in a week. But I'm like, but I only got 4 people. We can't have a 4-person fantasy league. It just doesn't make sense. Open it up to the moms. Let's not go crazy. It's desperate times. I don't know if it's that desperate. Yeah, I'm already in a fantasy football league with the Peloton Discord, which is really funny because the Sleeper, the fantasy football app, was the only social media I had on my phone the whole time I was gone. So I don't know what the hell happened while I was gone, but I mean, it was kind of crazy that Lamar went first overall. Pack one, pick one, Lamar? I mean, I get it's a super flex league, but still, man. Power rankings for our fantasy are out. GG. What do you mean, GG? Didn't you see I'm now predicted to beat punter Biden week 1? I'm up like 106.5 to 105.9 or something like that. Kinshawn Judkins is going back to college ball? What the hell? Hang on, I got to go to my sleeper league, man. Let me see what's going on here. Let me see. I'm going to my team. Q Judkins. He's rostered 91%, starting 52%, man. What happened? I don't know. I mean, I'm just being real with you guys. Eckler hit the waiver wire today. I get that he's going to be working as part of like a team in the backfield for Washington Football Club, but you think he's worth taking a flyer on the waiver wire? Let me hit you with my running backs, okay? I got Jahmyr Gibbs. I've got Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, and I've got Kinshawn Judkins, who may not play football this year. He's a rookie who may not play football this year because he's being investigated for domestic violence. Your RB room is pretty good. Oh, so you support everything that every one of my running backs has ever done? Okay, allegedly. Who's your kicker? It's a no kicker, no special teams league. Great choice. I just joined. I didn't set it up. But I will say the last time I played fantasy football was 20 years ago, and it seemed stupid that the best player in the league to draft was, I mean, LaDainian Tomlinson was number 1. But then number 2 was Mike Vanderjagt, which is just, that doesn't feel like that really represents the balance level that you want in fantasy football. Is just because the Colts are scoring a lot of touchdowns, this guy's getting a lot of extra points, and all of a sudden he's better than Antonio Gates. I don't know. It's been a while. Brain's still kicking into gear, to be honest with you. It's like in fantasy hockey. I don't know if they still do this, but they used to give you points for getting penalty minutes, which made no fucking sense whatsoever. So, the best player in the league was Sidney Crosby for fantasy, or Ovechkin. And then, the third best player in the league is some guy who gets 50 points a year but puts up 130 penalty minutes. But, getting a penalty is bad for your team. It shouldn't give you points. You gonna watch weapons? Yeah, when I watch Minnesota Vikings games this year. They got a weapon at QB. They got a couple weapons at wideout. Someone in chat did say, at least you didn't draft Jordan Addison. Surprise, motherfucker. I did draft Jordan Addison. He is on my team. And I'm aware of the fact that he's suspended for 3 or 4 games. He won't be playing until week 4. That's why I got him round 9 or something like that instead of round 4. I think here's the draft order if I remember it properly. I took Jahmyr Gibbs round 1. Trey McBride, tight end for the Cardinals, round 2. I took Ladd McConkey, round 3. Then things get a little fuzzy. Round 4, I feel like I took T. Higgins. That sounds right to me. Round 5, I feel like I took Kenneth Walker. And then round 6 might have been either CJ Stroud or George Pickens. And then things kind of fell off the rails a little bit. Pretty good draft if it wasn't Superflex. Excuse me, I got Bryce Young against the Jacksonville Jaguars in my Superflex position right now. He might be ass, and the Panthers might be the worst team in the league, but they're going up against the Jaguars, man. And then we run Cam Ward in the Superflex spot week 2. And then by week 3, Anthony Richardson's going to have won the room for the Colts. And he's going to be nonstop Superflex. Why is everyone making fun of me for taking Anthony Richardson, man? That was a great late round pick. You know who went in the 12th round of my league's draft? Tom Brady, bro. He's washed. He's not washed. He's 16. He's 25th overall at quarterback. He's 16% rostered, 2% started. He's a second string QB. Yeah, to fucking Daniel Jones, but Daniel Jones is not going to hold the starting position, man. He ain't going to play this year. He's obviously going to play this year. Wasn't he drafted like 3rd overall? He has to play. He lost the job. He didn't lose the job. They're putting him temporarily. They're putting him second string on the team to motivate him. It's for his own good. Exactly. You can put Addison on IR and grab somebody. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay, Jordan Addison. But then what am I going to do with Kinshawn Judkins? He should be on, like, incarcerated reserve or something. People were telling me you got to store Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart. Unfortunately, Jackson Dart, he belongs to Bardley 420 already. Might take a look at Eckler, bro. Yeah, I might take a look at him. Let me see. Does this mean he's on the waiver wire? You can waiver this player. I'm going to make a waiver claim. I don't know how this shit works, man. Why did they make fantasy football so fucking serious? I got to make a waiver claim like I'm fucking Jim Benning or something. I had to debase myself by clicking this blue button. All right, okay. Make waiver claim. I'm making a waiver claim for Austin Eckler, guys. Stay away from my Eckler. What's your team name? Team Northernlion. I haven't thought of a pun yet. Last year was my dinner with Dondre. I think in the Apollo's League, which has their draft tonight, I named my team Mahomes and Watson, which I think it's like a C- pun, but it feels worse because I mean Dr. Watson from Sherlock Holmes, but I also think it kind of sounds like I'm rooting for Deshaun Watson, which no the fuck I ain't. Toast Hub, what the hell, man? That's a crazy message to come back to. Stop making fun of my starting quarterback. What's wrong with CJ Stroud, man? Here, I got to see what my pick is tonight. But these boomers, and I feel like I can say that, these boomers, man, are not on Sleeper. They're not on the new hotness. Apollo's Fantasy Football League is on Yahoo. What are we doing, man? Can you see draft order on Yahoo? An hour before the draft. Oh my God, get a life, man. We knew what our draft order was going to be like 3 weeks in advance in the other fantasy league. 30 minutes before the draft? It means people can't study and try hard. Listen, this may not be true, but as of right now, I believe that applying strategy to your fantasy football draft is like trying to tell me that like you got a great stock tip off of Reddit or something like that. Like it's just I don't believe it. I believe you pick some funny little guys and then they go out. You have no impact on the result of the game whatsoever. They go out and go burr, 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 and then it's like a random number generator, how well they do, and then you win or you lose. That's basically how I look at it. Yes, fantasy football is like the original auto battler. +2, but that's how losers think. Wow. Excuse me, the AI that analyzed our fantasy league said that I'm actually 7th in the power rankings, 7th of 12. I forgot how to stream. How'd your fantasy draft go? I'm literally going to win Apollo's league easily. And his podcast listeners do not know ball, man. Somebody in the league took Mark Andrews, like first tight end off the board. Round 2, Mark Andrews. I went into the Discord and said, Mark Andrews, am I seeing this right? It was a little rough. Yeah, he's not even TE4 exactly. I don't even remember. I got David Njoku. I think I got him in like round 8 or 9 or something like that. My team's kind of goated though. To be honest with you, I got first pick for round 1 pick, Jahmyr Gibbs. Round 2, Puka Nacua. Round 3, I got Cook and Connor after that. I think I got Cook and Connor. I have 3 RB1s in my first 4 picks. I don't remember exactly what happens. My wide receivers are a little... After Puka, it gets a little light. But I got Mahomes like 7th round. Round 7 Mahomes. There was somebody started a run on QBs in like round 4. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not taking a reach on QB4 after Jaden Daniels. I'm not taking a reach on that. I'll wait till the second run, and I kicked off the second run with a Mahomes pick at like QB7 or QB8. You don't even have to worry. No, the team's gonna be gassed. Plus, I got Philly defense. You're in trouble. They're in trouble. Also, the Yahoo AI gave me an A+ and said I'm gonna go 11-3. So basically, it's over for you. Hey NL, I got CMC with the 7th pick in fantasy this year. Why take CMC though? I don't understand why you would take CMC. Given the injury risk and the glut of RB1s that you could get at pick 7, why go CMC, man? You could probably take CMC late. You could probably take him early round 3 or something. He's not dropping around 3? Well, not if you take him 7th. That's how I felt when Travis Kelce was the 3rd tight end off the board, man. It's like people don't know ball. Kelce ahead of Brock Bowers? What are they cooking, man? You drafted Mahomes? I drafted Mahomes like QB 11, man. It's literally free. I don't know when I actually got him. He's a bum this year. He's literally... Dude, my hot take, I don't think people are ready for this. You can clip this. I put 100% on this. I put my net worth on this. Biggest draft disappointment. Not necessarily bad, but the biggest delta between average draft position and result this year on the QB side is going to be Jaden Daniels. And I'm a pseudo Jaden Daniels believer. I just feel like there's a lot of situations, and you know I know ball. There's a lot of situations where a young pup comes out, his rookie season, he's solving defenses because they have no tape on him. And then year 2, all of a sudden they're like, hey guys, should we like learn how to defend against this quarterback that was offensive rookie of the year last year? There's no shot I'm taking Jaden Daniels over Jalen Hurts. Let's just put it that way. Dude, people are saying Travis Kelce is going to get he's going to be washed this year because he's going to become like a stay-at-home dad. You know that like being a stay-at-home parent is actually harder than any white-collar job on the planet, and absolutely harder than being a professional National Football League player, at least a tight end. Like, dude, I'm not saying this just to farm base or like virtue signal, but like I'm a streamer. Maybe a week before we went on vacation, I took my daughter to Science World with the mom of another kid at my daughter's school, and she's a stay-at-home mom. And like half the conversation, I was just like, you have the hardest job in the world. It's actually like, I'm so glad that I'm working, because staying at home with your kid all day, every day on summer vacation is like the unique combination of like boredom nonstop, punctuated by bouts of like extreme frustration. Like it's a mental grind, man. I would much rather be lining up, you know, with one of the best O-lines in the league, getting 6 looks a game, 48 yards, and a touchdown. That seems like... And the best part is you could also come home and be like, oh, had a hard game today. Only got 3 looks, 37 yards, and a touchdown. Took our team jet back from New York City. Yeah, we won. We won 31-7, but it wasn't my best game. He's taking Jamar Chase first overall. You guys want to see my fantasy football team? The AI predicts that we're going to go 11-3. But I don't see how I don't go 14-0, man. Because look at this team. Look at this team. Apollo's viewers and the podcast listeners do not know ball. Okay, you might need to zoom in a little bit here. We got Patrick Mahomes at QB. Puka Nacua, wide receiver 1. Jalen Waddle, this is a bit of a reach, but this was wide receiver 2. Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook, and in my flex position, James Conner. We're crushing it, man. We're crushing it on the running back front. And then David Njoku as a TE. He's not, he's no Brock Bowers. He's no Trey McBride, but I got him pretty good. And then, of course, we got Chris Olave, Caleb Williams as a possible backup quarterback, Christian Kirk, who I know nothing about, Cedric Tillman, who I know nothing about, Brenton Strange, who, Dr. Strange, bro, he could use the sling ring to score touchdowns. And then we do have Deshaun Watson on the team, okay? But that's only because I took him in round 14 because my team was named Mahomes and Watson. And then after I got Mahomes, I was like, well, I got to get Watson. Otherwise, I'm missing out on the opportunity for the joke to be funny. It's not like he gets money when I draft him. I'm not a general manager in the NFL. You could have gotten Christian Watson. That's what Apollo said. But if I drafted Christian Watson, everyone would have been like, you're only doing that because you can't draft Deshaun Watson, who is obviously the Watson that you're referencing in the name. That's the worst option. The best option is probably just not drafting a Watson. But the second best option was drafting Deshaun Watson and then putting him in the injured reserve slot. You have no RBs? What do you mean I have no RBs on my bench, bro? That's because I've got 3 RB1s on my team. Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook, and James Conner. My bench RB is in my flex spot because he's RB1 for Arizona. You don't know ball! Okay, week 8 is going to be rough. But who cares, man? Week 8 is not the Super Bowl. What grade did the AI give you? I'm not even fucking with you. The AI gave me an A+. But it did also give 3 other people in the league an A+. And it did also, everyone told me to be afraid of one guy in the league who won last year easily. The AI gave him an F and said he's going to go 1-13. So it's possible that AI doesn't know what they're talking about. Puka plus Waddle and a washed Mahomes is legitimately scary. Okay, drop your fantasy football team. Everybody's got risks, man. Once you get past the first round, the outlook for every player is he broke every bone in his body last year, but he's coming back. Oh, also he's got an incoming trial for drunk driving hanging over his head. Literally every single outlook is his body and brain are both liquefied at this point. My team stomps this? I bet it doesn't. I honestly bet it doesn't. The draft gave me an A+, man. Burrow, Brown, McConkey, Gibbs, Kamara, Andrews, Judy. Horrible, horrible. How many Cleveland Browns receivers? You got the 3rd best receiver on the Cleveland Browns. It's embarrassing. It's fragile if you lose an RB. No, it's not fragile if I lose an RB. If Gibbs goes down, Cook goes up, James Conner comes up, and then guess what? Christian Kirk, welcome to the squad. Chris Olave, welcome to the squad. You have no Eagles? Guess what, buddy? Defense special teams, Philadelphia. I've got all the Eagles. I got half the damn Eagles roster, man. Why'd you take Jake Bates? Because Detroit's going to score a lot of touchdowns, so he's going to hit a lot of PATs. It's that simple. You got nothing to worry about? Buddy, is there any way I can look up the draft here? I can do a fantasy football draft analysis of when I went, what the fuck? What were you thinking with this, man? Here's the ones where I kind of lost it, okay? Christian McCaffrey 5th. I thought that's a reach. I thought that's crazy. Here's how the draft went. Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson. I felt like that was pretty much, that was standard. CMC 5th. I was like, that's crazy. Then Amon-Ra St. Brown. I went Jahmyr Gibbs 7th. Following that, Josh Allen, first quarterback off the board. Now, where did I think people made a mistake? Rob, no disrespect to you. Derrick Henry 10th as 5th running back off the board. I don't know. I'm a Ravens head, but I'm not sure I'm a Henry believer. I trust him, but he's getting a little older, and Lamar's got lots of options, man. I think that Henry might be coming to the downslope is all I'm trying to say. Now, where I really lost it, if I could find it here, let me see. George Kittle, first tight end. Krendor, first tight end off the board at pick 18 with George Kittle. I don't even know if George Kittle's TE1, bro. I would probably, me personally, I'd probably go Brock Bowers with that. I get the name recognition on George Kittle, but I think that's a crazy flyer on round 2, pick 4. What is this league? And then, I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. And then, I mean, Bucky Irving. How's Bucky Irving? I get this Invicta's, he's a Tampa Bay Buccaneers head, but I thought Bucky Irving going before Kyron Williams was kind of crazy. He's great. Oh, never mind. Maybe I don't know, ball. Where else was I losing it here? I will say Apollo taking Mike Evans, 29th overall. That would have been wide receiver, I don't know, maybe wide receiver 8 or 9. Mike Evans has got a lot of 1,000-yard seasons in a row, but he's kind of on the downslope, right? He's the GOAT. What does it change your answer if you went one before T. Higgins? T. Higgins was still on the board. Higgins should have went first. The one that really threw me, I'm sorry to keep harping on Rob here. Rob taking Travis Kelce, 47 overall, TE4. That's where I was like, what's going on here? But wait, no, there was another one. I don't know who this person is. Third TE off the board in round 3. Mark Andrews? Mark Andrews' nephew doesn't even know Isaiah Likely is also going to line up for the Ravens in goal line situations. Come on, man. That was a huge reach. These people are crazy. And you're telling me I'm going to lose, man. Never mind, your team's goated. I know. And then I got my sleeper league, too. I think this is that's all I'm going to have. Wait, the sleeper league is going crazy. Oh, I didn't even do anything in my sleeper league, and my odds of winning went from 50 to 56. Oh, baby. It's that easy. You stack that up over 17 weeks, you're done, man. Let me see if I can get my sleeper team out here. Wait, did my waiver wire go through? No, nobody better dispute my claim on Austin Eckler, okay? Why Eckler? Because I got an extra spot on my team from putting Jordan Addison on injured reserve. I think you just might get that one. I mean, I'm big up on RB. I also got Najee Harris. Getting a lot of recently blinded running backs who their coaches insist that they've seen their eyes and they're going to be ready for week 1. Najee Harris has one eye. He actually literally has 2 E's, just so you know. There's an I in Harris? Oh, yeah. My bad. My bad, man. Here's a fucked up story that you will believe 100% because it's exactly me. We were on our trip, okay? And then my kid was trying to get a happy gas in Minecraft. So I don't even know like how that works because I stopped playing Minecraft in like 2010, right?
I don't think I've ever heard of it. Happy now?
You can get happy gas. So somehow she got like a happy gas egg, and she was like, "Dad, you know Minecraft? How do I hatch the happy gas?" And I was like, "I got no idea." But I do have access to the Sleeper fantasy football app, and it has a chat function. So I go into my fantasy football app and I start asking the Gen Z gamers in there, how do I hatch a happy ghast? What? And they gave me all the advice that I needed to hatch a happy ghast, and I was like, hero dad.
What was I hearing back there, man? Yeah.
That's my kid. She's going crazy.
Yeah.
Must be some wild shit on the iPad right now.
Holy crap.
Summer vacation's kind of taking me. It's taking me out, man. But I can't complain because I'm in the trenches, but my wife's in the damn foxhole.
It should be soon, right?
It never ends,
usually
man.
started
Never
first
ends.
week of September.
Yeah, next week she goes back a little bit. But they're taking their sweet time.
Yeah, and then fantasy football starts.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
alienate Corey and Justin for 5 minutes.
Dude.
Oh, no.
What is
I
Rob
think your
doing,
draft
man?
is...
What is Rob doing?
Rob, I don't remember his
He
team,
took
man.
Kelsey like TE4 round.
Okay, yeah, no,
4,
that was
man.
bad.
Dude, he's off the pen.
That was bad. That was bad. All I know is that I've already somehow I managed to have fantasy issues before my season even started. Rasheed Rice suspended 6 weeks.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I got.
I mean, he
fantasy
deserves it.
issues.
Fuck him. Like,
I got fantasy issues.
Is the dads group excited for the school year to start again? The dads group is icing me, man. Here's the thing. I've been asked 3 times in person by dads when fantasy football is going to start. And I had to break all their hearts by telling them we cannot run a 5-person fantasy football league. It can't be done. So I'm going to have to go into the group chat and be like, sorry, guys, we can't run fantasy football. I took a suicide pass, essentially. In June, I sent a message that was like, hey, would anyone be interested in doing fantasy football this year? Nobody replied for like 6 weeks. Then a bunch of people replied and were like, yes, it would be cool to do fantasy football. Then I said, okay, I just need to know how many spots to make the league. Please react if you want to be in the league. It got 4 reacts. 4 reacts plus the guy who left a message. We can't run the league, man. It can't be done. So now they're going to hate me because they're going to be like, well, I wanted to play fantasy football, but this guy, he couldn't get off his ass and make the league. So the whole WhatsApp group is in like a holding pattern right now, man. Why can't you? Because a 6-person fantasy football league is just like, it's nothing, man. It's like saying, hey, come over to my house and shoot some hoops, and then you got one of those Fisher-Price basketball nets. Like, it's not even fun at that point. You play the same person like 4 times a year. Just say we probably need at least 2 more? No, because then I'm like quintuple texting the group, man. I'm quintuple texting the group. I can't quintuple text the group because then I'm going to look too desperate. Which one's hotter? Chicago or Birmingham? I'm going to say Birmingham. Higher percentage of people who speak Spanish at home. By the way, Chicago's going to be hotter this year. Caleb Williams, QB2 on my Apollos Fantasy League team. I really tried to get Moore as well, but somebody sniped him before me. I thought I could sneak him in. When people started taking WR2s, I thought I could get him as a late WR1, but it was too late. Liam Cohen is the new head coach for what AFC team? Who fired their coach last year? Who had a disappointing year? The Jaguars. Nailed it! Egg nose ball, dude. Did you hear that Dan got roasted in his fantasy draft because he took a kicker in the 8th round and everyone made fun of him? And then it turns out he took the same kicker as me. So I looked up my draft results to see where I got him. So Dan took him in the 8th round. I got him 13th round, 7th pick. Ooh. That's a bit of a reach. That's all right, though. Bates is going to kill it this year. The PATs are going to go crazy because of all the touchdowns Gibbs is going to score. Deion Sanders' first game as head coach of Colorado football. The Buffaloes, they defeated a team they weren't expected to defeat. Texas Christian University. I know ball, dude. I know ball. TCU is also top of mind because they embarrassed Bill Belichick this weekend. The hell are we doing here, man? We got the ESPN feed. They're telling me Kinshawn Judkins might actually be able to play week 1. They're saying the charges have been dropped on Kinshawn Judkins and he might be RB1 for the Browns on Sunday. Did I tell you? I don't think I told you. I got the most insulting trade offer in fantasy football history. Let me pull this up here. And 2x Pimpy, 3x Bape, if you're here, you should apologize or at least explain what you were doing here. Anyone know how to see trade requests in Yahoo Fantasy Football? Check email for the requests. Well, yeah, but I'm not going to show you my email on screen. I'll read it to you, okay? I'll read it to you. I don't know why they're doing Yahoo, by the way. They should be on Sleeper, but they're unk, okay? Here's the trade offer I got from 2x Pimpy, 3x Bape. I give up James Conner, RB1 for the Bills, and Chris Olave, wide receiver 2 for the Saints. I received Chuba Hubbard and Khalil Shakir. Here's the methodology. So both of the players I'm giving up have a higher average draft position than both of the players that I'm receiving. You ready for this? You have an RB problem in week 8. I have 2 RBs that have a bye in week 8. You have an RB problem in week 8. This shores that up at a mild cost at the expense of every other week. I think it's a fair deal. Let me know. Denied. I slammed the denied button as fast as I could. And in the rationale, I wrote, I'll simply lose week 8 and then win the Super Bowl, I'm afraid. It's the most insulting, like trying to take advantage of a person trade that I think I've ever seen in fantasy football. Bro said, well, I'll give you a 52% chance to win week 8 at the expense of the other 15 weeks of the season. Come on, man. I'll pick up some dude on the waiver wire or something like that. Or I'll tank week 8. What do I care, man? That was an embarrassing request. It was insulting, man. The other thing is, sending a trade request like the day after the draft is actually like pussy mode. If you wanted the player, you should have drafted him. What the fuck do you mean I've got a hole in my team? You just drafted him. You drafted the team like yesterday. You fucked up. That's not my problem. I love my team. I like everybody I drafted. There's some pluses and some minuses, but if I wanted to fix those problems, I would have done it in the draft that we did like 2 days ago. You're so cooked. I'm going to come top 4 in the league without a doubt. I'm probably going to win, but sometimes sports have a little bit of variance. Not always, but sometimes. So who's your other RB? Jahmyr Gibbs, man. Round 1, pick 7, Jahmyr Gibbs. Gibbs is 7 is a steal? I know, because look at the people I was drafting against, man. They didn't know anything. Gibbs fell to 7? You don't even want it. When I was watching these picks come in, I was like, oh my God. These people do not know ball. The last reference to football they have is like Madden 2018 or something like that. Where did Saquon go? I think it was RB2, probably like pick 3 or pick 4, if I had to guess. I don't know if all Taylor Swift is kids' music, but kids my daughter's age do love Shake It Off, and also, what's the he wears short shorts, I wear t-shirts one? They like that one too. They like that one a lot. This young adult music, I'm just glad people are reading. I'm not going to be a snob about it. You're literally 30? Oh, okay, literally, that's a compliment. Secondly, I didn't say anything negative about Taylor Swift. If anything, she did me a huge service this year by getting engaged with Travis Kelce. She's, for some reason, people love narratives, I guess is the reason. It's really inflated Kelce's average draft position, which has led to a lot of arbitrage at the tight end position in fantasy drafts, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe Kelce comes out and he's a viable, maybe he's TE3 this year. But I do believe that his draft position is inflated, A, by name recognition, but then also secondarily, because people are like, he's gonna be trying to get his wedding body, man. He's gonna be dialed in this year. And I'm like, I just don't think. I do believe my toxic trait is like, if I gambled, I would bet on the anytime goal scorer for a hockey player who is returning from the birth of his first son. It seems like there's a lot of times where they're like, and Marian Gaborik is back in the lineup tonight after missing yesterday's game for the birth of his first son, and then the dude hits like a hat trick. It gives you some kind of energy, even though he's probably on like an hour and a half of sleep. But I don't think getting engaged is going to inflate your draft, or inflate your value necessarily, your position for sure. But like you have a kid, it changes your life. This is not meant to be rude, but like you get engaged, I guess you're kind of like, ooh, we're engaged. All right, what do you want to have for dinner? Like you're still the same person on the other side of it for better, not just for better or for worse, for better. But I'm so ready for the NFL season, man. What's game 1? Dallas Eagles, right? Ooh, that's a juicy one. Especially for a fella like me that has Philly defense. Dude, at drop-off today, I talked so much sports. It felt so good. All the dads, we didn't get our fantasy football league going, but all the dads who wanted to play fantasy football got into like different leagues. We were all talking about our drafts. I was like, how did you do in your draft? Dude said he got Saquon Barkley. I said, that's pretty good. Then he said he was pick 2. I said, paid him a little lip service. I was like, I don't know if I would have taken Saquon pick 2 personally. It depends who goes 1. If you're in like a normal PPR league, I don't know who goes 1 in a normal PPR league. Maybe Bijan Robinson? Could be, Jamar Chase. Yeah, Jamar Chase makes sense. How'd your draft go? Yahoo AI gave me an A+. Dude, all the dads at school were talking about starting F1 next year too. Fantasy, not the real sport, but the fantasy version of it, fantasy F1. So now I gotta pretend to be an F1 head. I was hitting them with stuff like, yeah, I used to watch, but back when I watched, it was just like, what's the point? Mercedes wins every race, and they were like, buddy, you might want to sit down. You know how like the silver team won every race that one year you watched F1? Well, there was like a few years where like the red team, not that red team, but the other red team won like every race. And now the orange team wins every race. And I'm like, damn, this is kind of crazy, man. I also feel like I had to ask them too, and it made me look like a nephew. But that's okay because I'm used to being an unk. So sometimes to be a nephew is okay. I was like, isn't it easy? Like if you draft first, don't you just take like the best guy or the best constructor and you're guaranteed to win the league? And they were like, no, dude, there's like a budget system. So you have like a salary cap, and you can only fill up your salary cap with like a few drivers, like 5 drivers and 2 constructors or something like that. I was like, oh, write that down. When does the F1 season start? Like May? Whoa! March. You're giving me aura. Because I said, when does the season start? March. And then one of the dads said, I'm pretty sure Australia's in May. Oh, really? Not what my chat says, bro. Australia's 3rd now? They're changing everything up. And what's first now? It used to be Australia, Bahrain, China. Now Bahrain's first. Now I've heard everything. Japan's actually in the 4th position now. That's actually huge for a guy like me who never made it to Japan in the F1 video games, because it's after Monaco. Every F1 video game, I would play the season up till Monaco, and then on Monaco be like, fuck this. And then restart a career or never play the game ever again. Put all the dads in a ring, only one gets out. Is it you? No shot. We got some mixed martial artists in the group. I think I'd probably settle somewhere around the median if I had to guess. Might be able to stage an upset and get into like the upper quartile or something like that. Who dies first? I don't really feel comfortable speculating on that. These are real people in my life. Dude, you know what the best part of, usually, like a long weekend is good, don't get me wrong. But sometimes the long weekend causes you, like the Tuesday feels like a Monday, right? And that pisses you off. You're like, what the fuck? I thought it was Monday today. All my Monday shit. I should have done it yesterday. But the long weekend, like sending shit into the future accidentally goes crazy this week. Because yesterday I was like, oh shit, 3 days till football. But now I'm like, no, man, 1 day till football. I already tanked the extra day that I thought I was going to have to live through. Who you got tomorrow night? I mean, it's Eagles by a mile. But I do think Dak is an underappreciated MVP. Is tough. I think he could find his way on the long list for Offensive Player of the Year. Dak had a bad season, and didn't he like shatter every bone in his sternum last year? I'm not gonna say he's the best QB. All I'm gonna say is here's what I identify. I'm like DL Guiga. I identify arbitrage opportunities. Dak is oversold right now. 2 years ago, he was in the conversation for MVP. He wasn't like a consensus winner. He was like consensus 4th or something like that, but he was in the conversation. Then he had one really bad season, and everyone's like, he's totally washed. I don't think he's totally washed. I think he's underbought, oversold. That's where I put him right now. But I still think the Eagles clear. He has 0 targets. He literally has CeeDee Lamb. Okay, what are we talking about here? 0 targets. Are you buying into the Ben Johnson Bears? No. I am a Caleb Williams believer, but I don't think it's this year. I think it's next year. I mean, to get to the playoffs this year, a lot of things are going to have to go right, man. You got DeAndre Swift is going to have to pop off. Moore is going to have to pop off. New coaching situation can be, it can be fresh blood, but you can also end up with the, the first time jitters, performance anxiety, et cetera, et cetera. How are we feeling about Penix? Small game merchant. Choked in the national championship game. I don't see him. I wish I saw him on the up and up, but personally, I'm like, I just don't buy it. And I'm a Huskies fan until they lose the Apple Cup again. What week does Shadur start with the Browns? I mean, isn't he like number 3 QB on the depth chart? I think it's highly possible he doesn't get a game this year, man. Unless they're 16-0 in week 17 and they have to rest their starters. What week does Richardson start? I'll let you know once the trade offers start rolling in. That's what the Richardson pick in the fantasy draft, that one's for daddy. I overrate him based on his draft capital, but dude, wasn't he like first overall? There's no shot they sit him, dude. He's the future. They're going to sit their future franchise QB for the whole season? I don't see it happening. He isn't the future. They drafted him 4th in like 2022, man. I'm a Colts fan. He's turbo ass. Yeah, but literally you're a Colts fan, so what do you know? When Richardson has a 71.6 QB rating, weeks 11 to 17, you just remember who called it, okay? Brother, he can't throw. Yeah, neither can Russell Wilson. He's still starting. No, Russell Wilson can't run. Sorry, I don't know ball. My bad. I got the wrong discipline. You know what's crazy? I was telling this to my Discord that I play fantasy football with. The last time I played fantasy football, quarterbacks were valued very differently because there was literally one quarterback in the entire league who knew how to run. Everybody else in fantasy football, like, your quarterback basically did not matter because they all played essentially from a chair. They went back in the pocket, they stayed in the pocket, trusted the O-line, and then threw a pass. Or they handed it off to Priest Holmes. Michael Vick, he broke that shit wide open. Not saying you have to hand it to him. But nowadays, you gotta put some more respects on QBs because they can put up rushing TDs, man. I can't remember who my QB was that one season I played fantasy. My RB1 was Sean Alexander, and he served me well because I didn't get LaDainian. I didn't get him. I will say, I'm pretty sure I got Antonio Gates in his rookie season. And back in 2004, 2005, nobody knew ball, myself included. So I got Antonio Gates, and everyone was like, whoa, kind of a reach, don't you think? Turns out he's like maybe like the 3rd greatest tight end in history or something like that. How did the Chargers not win a Super Bowl, man, when they had LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates, and Sean Merriman, who was on like horse steroids, man? How did they not win? They didn't win shit. Phillip Rivers? Oh, that's right. There were like 2 big trades right when I started playing fantasy. One of them, and maybe these are 2 years apart, but like time has flattened my memories. Or maybe my memories have flattened time. One of them was Rivers for Breeze or something like that. And the other, or maybe it was Rivers for Eli Manning. And then the other one was Clinton Portis for Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey was so good. Real ESPN NFL football 2K5 heads know you play the Falcons, you get Vic. He's got a decent arm, he's got crazy legs. And then you also get Dante Hall. He can play CB, but then you also, as soon as the game starts, pause the game. You go into your special teams and you take whoever the fuck ass kick returner is, you put Dante Hall on that, all of a sudden, punk, it's over, bitch. It's over. D'Angelo Hall, whatever. You ever play the first person mode? Not only did I play it one time, there was an old post, I don't even know where I saw it, but it was like framed as if it was a scientific study where they had people play first-person football in ESPN NFL football, and it was like doctors wrote it, like it was faked as if doctors wrote it, and they were like, Subjects who have played over 1 hour a day have had mysterious bruises start appearing on their body. And as a 14-year-old or whatever, I was legit like, holy shit. This game is so realistic that if you play it, you actually start to get the injuries on your body that your players are getting. So basically, I was stupid, and still am, but more aware of my own stupidity, at least, in some domains. This was also like the same era when people could be tricked into thinking like binaural beats worked. Anyone on fantasy playing tonight? Yes, sir. Philly defense. Big game for me this week is KC versus the Chargers. I got Mahomes in one league. I got McConkey in another league. I got Najee Harris, head eyes, who is apparently not starting week 1. I'm kind of pissed off, okay? It's because I've got Quinshawn Judkins, and I got Sampson, and I got Najee Harris, and none of them are starting week 1. How can that even... I handcuffed Judkins with Sampson, and neither of them are RB1 for the Browns? How does this happen, bro? I mean, I'm just being a normal guy here. Didn't they take Judkins in like the first round? How does a first round drafted rookie end up RB3 on the depth chart to a 4th round drafted rookie? It sounds like you got to fire your GM. They should have taken the 4th guy in the 2nd round. Hear ye, hear ye. Remember when you said your team's goated? Well, like these are my bench, if we're being honest. The team is pretty good. Is there anything like stopping you from running like... I mean, mostly this is for the Chiefs. I need this for the Chiefs because I drafted Mahomes. Could you just put like 10 dudes on your offensive line? Maybe like 9 offensive linemen, Kelsey and Mahomes. And that's it. Who are you throwing it to? Kelsey. He's not that good? Well, yeah, but it beats getting sacked 11 times a game like they did in the Super Bowl. Kelsey's washed. Okay, it's Kelsey versus 8 wideouts who are currently in prison. Like, who else is he throwing it to, man? At least Travis Kelsey is currently not incarcerated. Like, he can catch some passes better than some people who that are in prison right now. He's in marriage jail. So true. Oh, dude. Kelsey's so done. Oh, can I catch this pass? Hold on, Patrick. I just got to make a call really quick. Hey. Yeah. Whoa, that's crazy. So listen, real quick. Patrick wants to throw me a pass. I know I didn't forget. But it would really, like, he really needs a completion right now. No, it's cool. No, it's good. No, I'll tell him. You don't have to tell him. I'll tell him. Yeah, I love you too. Sorry, bro. No can do. Then they got a punt on 2nd and 3. So true. Also, this sounds crazy, but I want to get all my stupid football questions out of the way. If the kicker on the team can consistently kick the ball 80 yards from kickoff into the end zone so the other team has to do a touchback, why is the maximum field goal range like 63, man? Shouldn't they be able to hit like a 80-yard field goal now and then? Defenders rushing in? Well, that's why you got 9 O-men. You got 9 men on your O-line. Run up takes too long? Why doesn't he just start running from further back, man? There's no reason the kicker can't start 12 steps back. Like, can you imagine, man? If you had a kicker who could consistently hit like 70-yard field goals. Oh no, it's 4th and 8 on R35. Guess I'll settle for 3 points. The field goal posts are at the back of the end zone. Not in Canadian football. We stay winning. You got Cowboys or Eagles? Neither, bro. I'm Canadian. Ooh. All I got is Cowboys, Eagles. All I got is Bills. There's gotta be a joke in there somewhere. Don't talk to me about football, please. I have the Eagles defense. First play of the game, Backup linebacker, leg explodes. Literally on kickoff, his leg explodes. He wasn't even the one kicking it. 3 seconds later, defensive tackle Jalen Carter spits on the Dallas Cowboys quarterback and gets disqualified from the game. He got suspended from the game 6 seconds into the game, bro. I was like, I took Philly defense first overall. He waited like, I don't know. When did they get eliminated? Well, I guess they didn't get eliminated. They won the Super Bowl. He waited like 7 months just to spit on a dude and get disqualified. Not first overall, sorry. First defense off the board. First defense off the board. Not to mention, I had George Pickens, and I was like, well, at the very least, Pickens he's gonna explode because there's no Jalen Carter. Dude literally gets paid like $11 million a year to get 3 looks for 35 yards. Why don't they just put out like a fucking nobody at league minimum? I could be out there running suicides for an hour and a half, getting 3 looks and 35 yards. Better than A.J. Brown? Well, I mean, let's rip A.J. Brown drafters just because Jalen's doing it all himself, man. Not to mention, I'm up against Rob week 1. He had the Eagles kicker. When did kickers start hitting 73-yard field goals on the regular, man? Used to be like, oh, it's a 38-yard field goal. We better punt. We don't want to risk it. Now all of a sudden, everybody's got like adamantium thighs. Spit on my Dak till I ejected. You know what? That's pretty good. Wish I could have a sense of humor about that. Unfortunately, I am a Philly defense owner, and my opponent this week was a Philly kicker haver. As a result, I don't have a sense of humor about much related to football right now because they fucked me. Wow, that was very dangerous. Dak got me 5 points. I mean, to be honest, I felt like an insane person, people saying like, that was not a horrible football game. I get that like a great football game is a game with no defense, but like almost all of the offense was... That's all right, we come back. Almost all of the offense was like 12-yard runs, man. I'm sorry. If I was a NFL coach, you gotta have a running back just to threaten. If I had to guess, I'm throwing 48 passes a game. I'm not running the ball. It's simple. Running's, I mean, there's worse plays in football, but like passing is so much more entertaining. I'd be airing it out, man. I'd be running the air raid offense all day, every day. Running sets up passing. Okay, Marty Schottenheimer. George Pickens was pissing me off, man. The dude is like 7'3". Catch a pass, bitch. What are you doing? You're taller than the cornerback. Pull your arms up and pull the ball down. You're tall. They didn't throw to him. We were saying, I bet it sucks ass to be a wide receiver and not get thrown to. You know, like after the game, they're in the locker room going like, I was open. I was open. That's what you sound like right now. I was open. I played football. This is what happens. I believe it, man. It's crazy that people like want to be a tackle. When a tackle gets like none of the cool plays in football, they almost never score touchdowns. They almost never get interceptions. All they do is like, you work all day just to stay in the same spot. They make a lot of money. Not as much as Dak, though. Maybe that's why Jalen Carter spit on him. He was like, you shouldn't be the highest paid player in the NFL. Puh. Patooey. Dak went under anesthesia to get a tattoo. That is really funny. I don't have a tattoo, but that is hilarious. I couldn't believe it, man. Now accepting trade offers for Kenneth Walker, T. Higgins.
I'll give you something for Jahmyr Gibbs if you're interested.
It's got to be good.
I don't know.
He can't be this bad forever, man.
Yeah, he's gonna bump back at some point.
I had told you, but in my Superflex league, I got 3 QBs. The highest scoring one was Bryce Young, man.
That's wild.
Bryce Young, he had like 180 yards.
He had a bad game.
2 INTs and a fumble or something. Like, what happened, man? But then Cam Ward, he got like 108 yards. How do you touch the ball every play and get 108 yards?
Wait, so your 3 are CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and Cam Ward?
Yeah.
That's risky business, man.
There were some runs. There were some QB runs.
You gotta hop on the pod, which I know is a fool's errand to even ask, given your absence of available time. But it would be fun.
I gotta know ball first.
I think you
True.
might
I gotta,
know
like,
more ball
win.
than I do right now.
I gotta win a game.
I mean, they're kind of bringing you in pretty hot here, and that week one was kind of fucking nuts. That was kind
insane,
of crazy. It's one of the best week ones in recent memory.
Not for a guy like me.
They're really trying to get your ass in, man. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Man, I
you
watched
guys-
football for 12 hours.
See, that's crazy. I'm talking like I was watching football. What was really happening is I would drive to a place, look at the fantasy football app on my phone, and be like, Kenneth Walker, what are you doing, man?
No, that's a
so-
modern football fan, though.
That is
really.
how it
You're-
works.
You're just
Yeah, you pull
describing
up-
exactly our experience.
12 touches, 23 yards? It doesn't even make sense. And don't even get me started on Jahmyr Gibbs. 10 receptions. I would have been like, there's no way he's not getting at least like 30 points this week. Bro got like 7 points. He got 10. He's 10 for 10 on catches for like 22 yards.
I told you, man.
Well, all I gotta say, it must be nice to be in a fantasy football league with
You
your
got
buddies.
invited.
You got invited like a month before it started.
I said, hey, can I get in the fantasy football league? And they're like, well, we don't feel comfortable.
Directly linked you, tagged
someone
you,
out.
gave you the easiest possible route to join.
Bear
You know I
added
wait
you.
till the
He
last
added
second.
you in Discord with the link. All you had to do was click it.
I know. I can't believe they didn't invite me either, Pure Power. I know.
Dude, I had the same thing. Like, first week of August, I started planting the seed for fantasy football in the dad's WhatsApp chat. Get to last week, I say, sorry guys, I got to call it. We only got 5 dudes. You can't run a fantasy football league with 5 dudes. Thursday night, the comments start rolling in. Hey, are we still doing this? I'll be the last one in if you need it. I'm like, buddy, the game's on. The game's on TV right now. We need to talk about Kevin. Yo, fuck that. We got to talk about Kenneth, man. Kenneth Walker. 12 touches, 23 yards. You're a professional running back. There's 32 RB1s in the fucking league. You can't be doing that. I drafted that. That's your RB. That's crazy. He's my RB2. My RB1 was Jahmyr Gibbs. Don't even get me started. Dude caught 10 of 10 passes. Total yards on the receptions was like 26 or something like that. Embarrassing. Gibbs balled out. Not if you're playing half PPR like a fucking stud. How's Anthony Richardson looking? I put him on the waiver wire this morning. I honestly, my Richardson draft, it was a flyer assuming that the Colts would start the season like 0-8 and they'd be like, we'll throw anybody in QB1. Instead, it turns out that the Miami football Dolphins don't know how to play football anymore, which fucking sucks because my wide receiver number 1 in one of my leagues is Jalen Waddle. So don't even, it was a fucking disaster. It was a fucking disaster, man. The whole week was a disaster, fantasy football style. But it's only week 1. We're coming back. We're bringing it back. I'm not even sweating it, man. At least Michael Pittman Jr. held it down for me. Good thing you're not playing against Derrick Henry this week. I was playing against Derrick Henry this week. I was. I also have George Pickens. It was a disaster. I also have George Pickens. It was indeed. Every possible player underperformed, I think. Across both of my teams, every single player underperformed their projections. It was a complete shellacking. It was disastrous. And then Yahoo fudges the numbers too. So then it doesn't look like it's as bad as it was. It's like, well, yeah, he got 3 points, but his projection was only 6.1. No, the fuck it wasn't. No, it wasn't. His projection was like 17. You adjusted it down like the Bureau of Employment Statistics once the data came out, and it turns out he's fucking washed. Anyway, who are you trying to grab with the waiver wire this week? I picked someone up. I think I picked up, it doesn't go through till Wednesday, but I think I picked up the Chargers third string wide receiver. I can't remember his name right now. But I will say I'm fielding a lot of trade requests. And the trade requests that I received were not disrespectful. They weren't as disrespectful as the trade request I received last week. But I'm just letting you know, if you're in a fantasy football league with me, I will not be listening to trade requests after week 1 because it's just cooler heads have to prevail. It's a 17-week season. Everybody's, like on my squad at least, everybody's like bottoming out in terms of their sentiment right now. Like nobody on my team outperformed. So they're trying to. People are really like, you want to pick up Jahmyr Gibbs? Can I trade you someone for Jahmyr Gibbs? No, man, Gibbs. There's a guaranteed progression to the meme coming up. Who's your QB? My Peloton league is fucked up. My QBs are CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and Cam Ward. That's a disaster. That's really bad after week 1. In the Apollo Podcast League, I have Mahomes and Caleb Williams, which is actually fine. Is actually, even though the Bears lost and the Chiefs lost, they both performed roughly at expectations, which I can't be mad about. I can't be upset about that. I'm very upset about Jahmyr Gibbs putting up like, I don't even know, 10 receptions for 31 yards. That's insulting. I'm very upset about Kenneth Walker touching the ball 12 times for 23 yards total. Like, this is embarrassing, but we'll get through it. We'll figure something out. Ben Johnson left. Lions aren't going to be the same. Yeah, but did you see the Bears? My ass voted Kamala. I dropped a Kamala joke in the fantasy football league, but people were not fucking with it. Sleeper gave me a 1% chance to win, even though I had no players who had any games left to go, and I was down by 40 points. And I wrote in the chat, they're giving me 1% chance to win after all the votes have been counted. They really think I'm Kamala. And then everyone just kind of hit me with a... I didn't mean it like that. I was just kind of making a reference, I guess. I was just kind of making a joke. They hit me with the Labubu stare. This was not the dad's league, by the way. People are like, you got to change schools. I would not drop that in the dad's league. This is a league of people from my own Discord, so there's nowhere for them to go. They're there. They all found each other because of me, so it's their own fault. If they have a problem with me, then like it's your fault for being there in the first place. I wouldn't drop that shit in the dad's chat. I would just say, damn, kind of a rough week. GG, we go again. Something like that. That's 147-degree angle. 153. Boy, ice, lava, hot. Yes. 152. Yes. How did waivers go? Oh, shit. I got to check. How does one do this? 3 hours ago, there was a free agent move. How do I know when my free agent move goes through, man? 3 new... Oh, I didn't get him on waivers, man. I didn't get him on waivers. That's a disaster. Doesn't that mean there's people lower than me in the league? That doesn't seem possible. Hart, are you here? How the hell did a Hart make 2 waiver moves? How did you make 2 waiver moves in one day? You can claim multiple players? Yeah, but like all the people we drafted are ass. So like the people who have not been drafted must be substantially more ass. I mean, I gotta do something. I gotta dump Anthony Richardson. He can't be on the team anymore, man. He's never gonna start. You should have drafted Packers D. It's gonna go so crazy when I still win the league because week 1 doesn't mean anything. I will say I did take the opportunity to laugh at the people who took Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy in my fantasy league.
McCaffrey will still do fine, but yeah,
McCaff injury, Christian McCaff injury.
He scored plenty of points this week.
That's why they call him Mr. Glass.
Taking McCaffrey instead of Norton?
No shot. Mal, let's play fantasy hockey this year.
I invited you to the league and you didn't join, so...
This year or last year?
This year and last year.
You've invited me for the 25-26 season?
If you can get a league started up, I'll join that one too. I don't give a frick.
Who's pack one? Pick one. Well, okay, it's probably. I'm guessing it's. Well, I was gonna say I'm guessing it's McDavid, but it might be Kucherov. I don't know.
It's whatever you do. Don't do what I did last year and pick Elias Pettersson at 10 overall, but still pretty much win the regular season. Despite that,
he did. I think he put up like 58 points last year. That's pretty bad.
It wasn't good, but he said he put on some muscle.
That's like the kiss of death when the guy starts talking about it. Oh, surprisingly heavy-looking Elias Pettersson has shown up. He said he was committed to his off-season workout regimen. You're like, oh, we're fucked.
No,
He's gonna be
no more
slow
bucket
as
hats.
shit, man.
No more bucket hats, just circlets.
Speaking of fantasy, what is up with Dan just on the victim crusade?
He's
about
lying, man. He's just lying.
I don't get it.
He got a direct link to get invited, didn't
A
join, and then
direct
he's like
invite.
mad that he didn't get in. Like he had weeks. I get people. People
Socially
get
engineering
busy.
y'all.
People get busy, but like he's also just lying because he was like he left that message that was like when you see that the fantasy admin can add one more spot to the league, they can't, man.
They literally can't.
You can't
talking about
have
the guy
an odd number
that's-
of people in your fantasy league. I don't want a fantasy bye week. I want to play fantasy football.
You're talking about the guy that select alls like 1,000 emails and just hits delete.
That is actually sick for the 2020s, though, because I think that he's realized like that could actually be a viable defense in court if he missed something important.
Oh, but I can't. If I don't take my mail, I'm in trouble. Oh, I see the double standard.
I'm just trying to. Well,
I
like
see. No, you've said enough.
no, what it is I think you would rather be like on the up and up, and he would rather find the shortcut. One of the best. Sorry, I have to focus here, but one of the fantasy football comments got me laughing really hard. I said, "Is Josh Allen good?" And this was like pre-draft, and they were like, "Guy who watched his wife spit in Michael B. Jordan's mouth 2 months ago. Oh, time to play football." And I was laughing and I'm laughing and laughing. But then he was good, man. He was good.
Oh, that is the-
he
What
was
am I
the top
doing
scoring,
with my mouth? What are you doing?
top scoring guy in week 1, man.
Dude, can you believe Krendor picked the fucking Browns in Pick'ems this week?
Browns over who?
Ravens.
Oh my God!
I know.
I'm
man.
drowning
What are you
myself.
doing?
I'm not gonna talk any shit though, because I was a heavy favorite against Rob. He basically took Travis Kelce round 1, so he doesn't know ball, and yet he beat me by like 70 points, even though he left 60 points on the bench. So I'm not talking shit about Krendor, even though I'm 59-41 on him right now.
Dude, I'm like 60-40 on my match. If I lose, it's over for me, man.
Starting 0-2, that's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad, especially when you have Jamar Chase.
Maybe
Come on,
you
man.
and I could ruin the league by just stacking one of our rosters and then being like we're co-managing the team. Maybe we could ruin the league for everybody else. Could be fun.
It could be, people make fun of sports and like fantasy, but like it's a superpower to be able to just immediately connect with someone over something. Like,
Dude, one of the dads is doing fantasy for the first time this year, just like me. I sent him a screenshot of my team and said, "What the hell is this?" And it was like instant. We're best friends now.
hell yeah.
Because right before week 1, we were both like, "Yeah, our team's pretty good." And then after week 1, we were like, "What the fuck? Our teams are garbage, man."
How are the G-Bay Packers going to do this year?
So
Not
they're
very
1-0.
good, supposedly. Yeah.
1-0 is pretty good.
It's a statement game tonight against the Commanders.
Who the frick are the Commanders?
Washington.
They literally lost in the NFC Championship game last year.
Yeah, but where are they from?
Washington.
Washington, D.C.
Washington Commanders? What's always with Capitals, Commanders, freaking...
Don't worry, they're changing it back.
No, I think they're keeping it now.
I really hope they're not changing it back.
I thought they were being forced to bend the knee to get taxpayer
Oh,
funding for
maybe,
the stadium
yeah.
or something.
You must go back to the racist name where you won't get tax money. Commanders is a stupid name. It's better than
Yeah.
the football team, though.
I don't agree. I think the football team
yeah.
was a better name because it was funny. Commanders
It
is
is
like
funny.
boring
I think as
and
long
there's
as-
nothing interesting
yeah.
about it.
As long as there's only one team named the football team in the league, I think it's swag. I think that's cool.
I think naming yourself Commanders is bad because when you suck, it looks even worse. You know, if you're a team named like, oh, the Eagles, like, if you're like, yeah, Eagles are cool, but I don't care if they win or lose, right? Like, someone's called Commander, I expect them to be good.
Well, they're good now.
I care,
Not
goddammit.
for long. Not after Jim gets traded.
His name's Jaden.
Jaden.
He's
Jaden.
not-
I
not
don't think he's going
getting
to get
traded,
traded.
yeah.
I think he's going to get.
Yeah.
He's going to be the highest paid player in the league when
Mark
his
my
second contract
words.
comes around.
Remember today, in 3 years, he's going to be part of a blockbuster trade.
Okay, dude, that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
That would be.
You think there'll be any spitting this week?
I hope not, because if so, it's probably the dude on the Philly defense, and I need
Yep.
them to put up some big numbers
Are they
against
your
Kansas
defense?
City, man. I told you, the Chiefs are in trouble. Mahomes was actually like pretty good last week. He tried to do it himself, Patrick Thanos Mahomes. But all of his receivers are either suspended, incarcerated, or engaged, man. Like, he's washed. He's got no targets. He should take a hyphenated last name. To be honest, Travis Kelce Swift is kind of a fucking sick name.
Newt?
He should also, but it's hard to have a hyphenated last name when your first name is Travis. Know what I mean?
Should hyphenate that one.
Travis Swift, Kelce. Kelce Swift gives off more of an air of the aristocracy.
It does. It does.
Swift Kelce is like he's a professional athlete. Kelce Smith is like, damn, this dude's great grandfather was like the Archbishop of Canterbury or some shit like that.
Swift is a good last name for a sports guy, though.
100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
She should have married Usain Bolt.
Oh, damn.
Travis
Swift
Swift Bolts. Travis Bolt Swift.
Yeah. She marries Usain Bolt.
But she names her kid after Travis.
That's
They're
the
in love.
worst. Keeps his name and then marries Travis Kelce.
Why is he Travis? Lots of people can have the same name.
There is a rookie, I think he's the Commanders running back, who's got like a crazy hyphenated last name. I forgot what it was though. Someone in chat
I saw it this morning on the toilet, but I can't remember.
I'm gonna
It's
change my
crazy.
first name to Michael I Am.
Michael I am Fox.
Start.
Michael, I am AL
Merritt.
Jacoby Krosky Merritt, huge man.
Yeah, I think he said
I
call
did-
me Bill though. I think that's like he just said he wants to be called Bill. Keep getting emails from our fantasy league being like, "Here are the players you should sign this week," and I'm like, "Bro, there's no one to sign in this
They're
league."
all ass, man. The players we
They're all
drafted are
gone.
ass. The players that are undrafted are even worse. Plus, they keep trying to get you to buy the fucking Yahoo AI, and I'm like, dude, you're Yahoo. Like, it's insane that you're still in business. What do you mean you're trying to sell me your AI? Aren't you like 2 email servers in a trench coat? What the fuck are you talking about, Yahoo Fantasy AI?
I didn't know Yahoo still existed in North America.
I think they just exist for fantasy football, man.
They're on the
And-
internet.
And,
They exist
Yahoo
everywhere.
for insane people to leave comments on Yahoo Finance. That is true. For some dude in like Akron, Ohio, who has 10 shares of a company shorted to post a gif of Pitbull going, "It's going down for real." Like, that's pretty much the use case for Yahoo right now.
Got a star.
What are the betting? There's probably betting odds on the halftime show in there.
Yeah, T Swift
Probably.
is like, she's a huge favorite right now, but I don't think it's gonna happen. It's conflict of interest.
What's the conflict of interest?
married
Her
to
husband's
a
going to be
football
on
guy.
on one of the teams. No, he's going to get traded to the Browns mid-season.
Oh, and so they are beating the Ravens this week. Then you
Yeah,
think,
I'm
huh?
all in. He
could I
better
have
not
stolen
get.
from Apollo?
He better not get traded to the Browns because I
Sorry.
got Njoku as my tight end. So I'd be fucking pissed.
Mouth, you're
man.
right. Sorry.
Unless they put Njoku on the Chiefs, in which case that would probably be good for me because he wouldn't be catching passes from fucking Joe Flacco. No disrespect, old ass.
I gotta wonder. Do you think if Taylor Swift did perform the halftime show, is there any world that the halftime show would then be more viewed than the actual football game going on?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because don't you think that like half of the U.S. would turn their TV off to try to like prove a point? They'd be like, "I'm not watching this shit. Get
Maybe.
that loud mess off my
maybe.
her again. Get that loud mess off this TV." Please don't talk to me about fantasy football. I had Zach Ertz on my bench. They projected that the old motherfucker was going to get 6 points. He caught 6 out of 8 receptions for 64 yards and a touchdown. What the fuck, man? Only consolation is that I tried to get Austin Eckler on the waiver wire, and somebody swiped him before I could get him, and then he tore his Achilles. So honestly, that was like the only good piece of news. Not good for Austin Eckler, but it was like it was bullish for me on fantasy that I didn't waste my waiver priority picking him up. And the person who did, serves you right. Serves you right. You might say, why didn't you play Ertz? Bro, because I have Trey McBride, bro. I got like TE2 on my team. But I'm realizing if I go 0-2, I shouldn't tip my hand as a general manager. I think I got to find another 0-2 team and try to shore up my QB position with my TE position. So I'll be like, you know what? Here, I'll give you. Ertz has been outperforming this year. I can move Ertz or I can move McBride. But it's gonna have to be a package deal if anybody from the fantasy league is watching, because I've got a positional need at QB. Okay, so if you want to offer me, I don't think I'm getting Hurts. I don't think I'm getting Lamar. I'm not getting Josh Allen. But like, if you wanna offer me a QB, I would go Stroud and a TE for a QB upgrade. Just something to put out there. And if you'd rather not have, I'm offering Stroud because he's my best QB. But if you would rather have Bryce Young or Cam Ward, feel free to mix up the offer. Why do you have 3 QBs? It's crazy to me that you guys don't play Superflex. I'm in a Superflex league and I'm in a normal Yahoo league, and the normal Yahoo league seems insane to me. I'm like, where's the flex, bro? The Superflex is goated. We got a Superflex plus 1 flex. So we got a wide receiver RBTE slot and a wide receiver RBTE QB slot. I have Mahomes and Jackson in my Superflex league. Well, listen, it's not my fault you're drafting against like plumbers and accountants, bro. I was drafting against people who are always online. So like, literally, I'm in like Diamond League. It's my first year playing fantasy since the mid 2000s. Like, I'm in a league with people who know what they're doing. I got Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. What the fuck is wrong with your league, man? You got 2 of the top 5. You got QB1 and like QB4. Like, what's going on? Who are your RBs? Austin Eckler and Najee Harris? Like, that's crazy. Jonathan Taylor and Breece Hall. Okay, you're literally like a week 1 paper tiger. If you're starting to brag about having the Colts starting running back and the Jets starting running back, talk to me in a few weeks, okay? Maybe you'll still be there. Maybe you'll still be really high on your team. But, like, that's 1 week, okay? And the Colts played the Dolphins, who might, like, half the roster might be legally dead. Breece looks good. Yeah, he fucking looked good in, like, 2023, too. And then he looked like fucking dog shit in 2024. So who knows, man? Like, there's a lot of variance in this shit. You're playing like a man who would start Ertz? It's not, I mean, listen, you're acting like I'm putting no respect on Zach Ertz, okay? I put respect on him. I drafted him. Everybody else took disrespect on him because they didn't draft him. The reason I didn't start him is because I got 2 flex spots, okay? Now, who am I putting in the flex spots? One of them goes to Michael Pittman. I can't sit Michael Pittman. I know he was playing the Jets or the Dolphins last weekend. I can't sit him. He got like 110 yards and a touchdown. I have to play him. He earned it. He played his way onto the squad, man. And then the other flex spot, it has to go to a QB. The QB just has way more point potential than a tight end, even if it is Bryce Young or Cam Ward. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. If somebody plays well week 1, I'm not benching him week 2. I don't care if they're playing against Denver. Who's your main TE? Trey McBride, bro. In fact, you know who's on the fucking bubble right now? Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, this is a prove-it game this weekend from Jalen Waddle, okay? If you put up another 1.6 point performance, I ain't gonna be happy. Let's put it that way. Dolphins might get relegated. You drafted Waddle? Bro, he's wide receiver 2 on the Dolphins. I had to give it a try. I thought they would at least like field an NFL roster this year. I didn't realize they were just like literally during the regular season, they literally don't care. They're just hoping to win like the FA Cup or some shit like that. Bro, his QB literally has CTE. It's the NFL, everyone has CTE. By the way, he doesn't have CTE. Mike McDaniel reportedly sat next to him on the team flight, and Tua was watching MacGruber and laughing throughout. I'll stop referencing it when he fucking throws a pass. Fuck you. Possibly the funniest sports-related tweet I've ever seen. Can I just say something, by the way?
Yeah.
I can't believe I was of the opinion that Krendor knew ball. I'm up on him 80 points. I'm up on him 80 points in fantasy football this week, and he has his quarterback left to play. Okay, if Justin Herbert throws 9 touchdowns, I might be in trouble. Otherwise, I'm up on him by 80 points. And then in my other league, my opponent was like, your team's looking pretty sus, because I was like a 35% chance to win. Now I'm a 63% chance to win. Who's looking sus now? Who's looking sus now? And my quarterback doesn't even play until this afternoon.
Who do you got? What? CJ Stroud?
CJ Stroud against my opponent who has Baker Mayfield, and they're playing tonight.
He's ready to get the hell out of here.
Oh yes, preparing for touchdown. Who is he? Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, you are singing a different tune this week, huh?
Got him on both teams, man. Got him on both teams. I was kind of crashing out, though, because I took Kenneth Walker off the squad.
Yeah, you should have done that. He's playing the Steelers.
I know, but then I was like, damn, I got Dylan Sampson out here. Dude's got -2 yards, but he caught a touchdown pass, or he ran for a touchdown right at the very end.
You will forever be remembered as heroes.
I had my one good Jamar Chase game of the year. Now Joe Burrow's injured for the entire year, so I'll go fuck myself.
Yeah,
I'll go fuck myself, I guess. I'm guessing I'm gonna go befucking myself.
That's rough, man.
Every
That's
year,
rough.
man. Every fucking year. Something's got to go wrong on my damn team, man. It was Nick Chubb one year. Next year, it was Brandon Ayuk. And then now it's Joe Burrow, man. I'm losing my fucking mind, man.
Could be worse, man. Could be worse. You could have a healthy Bryce Young.
Oof.
You could have a healthy Bryce Young on your team.
That's actually worse, yeah. You think I'm safe? I'm 12 points up on my opponent, and it's Mike Evans versus Ashton Gianti.
12 points. So I think you're good. Honestly, I think you're good.
I think so too, but I feel like now that I've said that out loud, I'm fucking cooked.
I mean, you need a big Raiders blowout to lose that one. I think.
Well, the Raiders are the top team in the West, so.
They ain't even the best team in Las Vegas, man. I think in my other league. So here's what I got, okay? I got C.J. Stroud, Lad McConkey. Strong chance that we get some good scores out of McConkey.
Sorry, you can't.
His name's Lad McConkey.
His name's
okay?
Lad McConkey, yeah.
And it's great because his name's Lad McConkey, and he's wearing one of those cool helmets that actually protects you like 1% from CTE instead of 0% from CTE. So his head looks fucking huge.
Yeah.
And I'm against Mayfield and Jacoby Myers, and I feel like Brock Bowers as well, which is a little spooky for me. But Bowers is questionable. Bowers is questionable.
I thought it said he was okay.
Apollo.
There's nothing there anymore, man.
You got that right.
You know what hurts is I'm perfect on pick'ems except for one game.
I mean, Krendor took the Browns over the Ravens with his lock, man.
No, he didn't lock it, but he picked it.
With his pick, he took the Browns over the Ravens. Can I get a reinforce, by the way?
I got you. We all told him it was dumb. We tried to stop him. He does that sometimes. Can you believe this, Invicta? We only one of us can lock at a team, and he beat me to the Ravens lock, and then he just gave it to me for free, and I was like, I'll take it.
Holy.
But yeah, no, if I get both games right tonight, I'm gonna be so sad that I was one off of a perfect week. You know what's the worst part? You know what game I got wrong?
Let me guess. I think you said the worst part. So you probably took a flyer on an underdog that didn't make it. You thought the Bears were gonna beat the Lions? That's crazy, man.
No,
that's insane.
I picked the damn Chiefs, man.
I would have taken Chiefs over Eagles as well.
They should have won. Like, if Kelsey knew how to fucking catch a ball, they would have won.
That's the problem.
He's too busy marrying Taylor.
He is. He's too busy being engaged.
Dude, how over are the Dolphins, man?
Dude, they lost to New England. So sad. Jalen Waddle caught a touchdown, though, so I'm not sweating it.
So those back-to-back return touchdowns, though, that was kind of crazy.
I don't have red zone.
You got it, dude. Your enjoyment of football will quadruple if you get red zone.
Here's how my football experience went on Sunday. I put on the TV 10 a.m., watched kickoff of one game, went downstairs to like get the overlays and stuff set up for the stream, etc., etc. Came back up at 11:25 to fold some laundry, watched the end of the second quarter in the Lions and Bears game, and then turned the TV off. Got back home last night at around 7:30.
Bro, you missed that Cowboys-Giants game? Now that was crazy.
I missed everything, man. I missed everything.
You missed Russell Wilson throw for almost like 500 yards and lose.
Yeah, apparently he's good again.
No, he just does this sometimes. It's the same as like the Joe Flacco thing. Where people are like, no, Joe Flacco is good
He's back.
sometimes.
Kirk
It's like, no,
Cousins, he's back.
Oh no, Ryan, it's bad out here.
Why, are you like a Bears fan or something?
Kind of. I was rooting for him, and they suck ass again. Caleb Williams is not it, brother. He's not it.
I like that there's a quarterback who's not afraid to show emotion, but I wish he would not also throw an interception for no reason just because he's got a lot of pressure on him. Like, bro could have just thrown the ball away. Instead, he said, maybe I'll throw it to Kirby Joseph. Like, come on, man. You got to exercise a little, like, trigger discipline. Also, I got him on my team, so I mean, he's on the bench because I'm not stupid, but, like, did I miss the fantasy recap? You did not miss the fantasy recap. Here's the recap. I'm the GOAT. I went 2-0 this week. I won after getting trash talked. No disrespect, Bardley. I won after getting trash talked. CJ Stroud did just enough. Lad McConkey did just enough. On top of that, I dominated Krendor. It wasn't even close. But Krendor's team is... I thought he knew ball, man. He's on a football podcast. He does not know ball. Like, I thought it was bad enough last week. Rob left 60 points on the bench. Krendor didn't even have 60 points to leave on the bench. Now I'm up against just a random this week. I went 1-1 versus the podcasters. The randoms are in a lot of trouble. Let me just put it that way. Things that use ink. These are types of rabbits, bro. White rabbit, Roger rabbit. Types of rabbits. Things that are like a ring. Things that, you know what I mean? Like a watch, a donut, and a track make like a loop. But what else makes a loop? Monitor, track, follow, and watch just means to observe something, to keep tabs on. The heck is Rose Month Juror Donut? Things with dozen? Things there's a dozen of? 1 in a dozen! Oh, let's go, man.
Ryan, how does it feel to be in the winner's circle this week? It's good for us. Good for
Dude,
guys like
I
us.
went 2-0 this week.
Nice.
I mean, in the other
what are you
league, it
playing?
was like, fantasy football. It was a little touch and go in the other league, but I mean, you gotta talk to Krendor, man. Like, the construction of his roster is just insane. He got I think he lost like 165 to 92 or something. Like, he's not.
That just happens sometimes.
No,
man.
I knew it from draft day. From draft day, I knew he was cooked. Who was he drafting, man?
But what if there's injuries?
Hey, that's part of the reason he's got George Kittle on injured reserve. But like,
to be fair, like I don't really like my draft anymore either.
Are you 0-2?
No, I'm 1-1. I played someone who has a very bad raw. You play the same person that I played this week, so.
I can't wait
free
when
week.
when I play the person who offered me that fucking trade.
Dude, I think he's owning, dude. I think you better watch out.
I'm not worried about it
again?
at all.
Probably because someone traded with them.
No.
I don't know.
They offered me an insulting trade.
He is 2-0.
Oh, big whoop. I would be 2-0 too if I didn't play against Rob, who had I didn't realize he had the most points in the league last week.
That wasn't hard to do, though.
All you gotta do is make it to the playoffs, right?
And he had 60 points on the bench, which is like crazy. But Travis Kelce, I like that.
Yeah.
Travis can't catch a free touchdown pass, Kelsey, so you meant to say.
He's probably
Wow, is
too
that
busy
true?
picking out what font to use for their wedding invitations.
He's the Taylor Swift marrying guy.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
that's the guy.
Which is the anti-vax guy?
Aaron
Oh, that's,
Rodgers.
Same guy.
Aaron
It's Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Okay, I had them confused. So I was gonna say something really mean about him, and I'm glad I didn't now.
Travis seems like, well, listen, I operate on the principle that probably almost everybody in the National Football League is dumb. And probably are getting dumber because they're getting hit in the head at least once a week.
Yeah.
He
For
seems all right. He might be, he's kind of into numerology from what I hear, which is...
Travis admitted that he can't read well.
That
He has trouble
seems
reading.
that seems honest, man. Like a guy who's paid to block and catch passes being like, I'm not that smart, seems like one of the smartest things they could say.
I disagree. Because if he could read well, he could probably get like an extra digit on his contract.
Bro, he could read the defense pretty well.
Damn.
But there's worse football players morally out there. You know, you got
Yeah. I've got
Bosa
like
family.
half of them on my fantasy team. I had a take quake today. Intrusive thought. I think I'd rather have Baker Mayfield than Joe Burrow. Yeah, Joe Burrow lost a toe and he's going to be out for 3 months, bro. Of course you'd rather have Baker Mayfield. Can we have an intervention with Baker Mayfield, though? Can we get him to stop just handing the ball to Bucky Irving, man? Like, watching the game yesterday, for a 3-yard gain for Bucky Irving. Oh, Bucky Irving caught the pass for a 2-yard gain. Get a fucking life, bro. You've got Mike Evans on the squad. He's like 6'8", 270. Throw him the ball, bro.
Wait, you're also a fellow please throw the ball to Mike Evans enjoyer?
Dude, he's so tall and wide. He's so tall and wide.
Same shit. Mike Evans, I almost lost because of Mike Evans, man.
He's flicking me, man. What do you get, like 56 yards? Waste. What a waste.
I'd like to try following hockey this year. My thing, I just don't really enjoy like sitting in front of a TV.
Understandable.
That's
You
fair.
could go to the stadium.
Yeah, I'd have to go like watch the Capitals, I guess.
It's not fun. Oh, I'm not gonna speak for hockey, but it's not fun to watch football games.
Yeah, I
the
never
stands.
never been to a football game. I don't think I'd have a great time.
Oh, really?
Being at a hockey game rocks.
Well, while you're in Washington, D.C., you could visit a pawn of the Kremlin. And then after that, you could see Alex Ovechkin when the Capitals play later that night.
Hey.
You know what I'm talking about? The president. I'm talking about the president of the United States of America.
Don't say that too loud. You're gonna get me killed.
I got a lot of power right now.
You do.
Marco Rubio was like, we're going to find everybody who said not nice things, and we're not going to let them into the U.S. And I was like, there's somebody tell Justin. He's out, man. He's free. Guy who gets CCOT and Epcot confused. Oh, I can't wait to ride the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. What? What the fuck?
Why am I being? Oh, I'm being added by the football podcast group.
But are they saying, can you tell Ryan to stop shit-talking me on his stream? We're just doing this for fun.
No.
It's not that serious.
I told Krendor you were flaming him, and he was like, he should come on the show, and I was like, about that.
I was not flaming him. I'm saying he doesn't know ball.
Damn.
Look at his draft and tell me he knows ball, man. He like, if this was NFL 2018, his team is out of control. But it's 2025, bro.
I'm just saying, like.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna flame him. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load it up. I'm gonna emotionlessly read you his roster until Justin shoots me with the 3D printed gun because he doesn't care. If I can figure out how to use the fucking
I ain't got 3D
Yahoo
printer
app,
money. I just have regular gun money.
Why are you using the app? Just go to the browser version, man.
Because I'm Unc, not nephew, man. I'm nephew, not Unc. I'm not going to Yahoo.com. Are you insane? I'm using the fucking app, bro.
Just bookmark it, man.
Just bookmark it. Fuck you. I'm gonna buy some airplane tickets on this thing. Look at that.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Mods. Eat shit.
Damn.
Double.
Yeah,
I don't even use
Mean
bookmarks.
Girls.
I just I don't go to like a lot of websites, and like almost every website I go to starts with a different letter. So I just type that letter into the bar, and it usually is like,
Or
you can
a
go
different
here.
number.
All right. So Apollo goes to Amazon, and then he goes to Bukaki.com, and then he goes to K9. Then he goes to
Give it like
Doggo.
3 or 4 more letters.
Then he goes to
You're a real prick. You're a real prick. You know that.
You have the most stars. Oh fuck! Now I have the most stars.
I don't know what website that starts with E. Could
ESPN
possibly go to. I don't
first
know,
football
man. I
news.
don't know.
I do go to ESPN.com.
F for food.com, Food Network.
Get lodestoned, brother.
I don't even
Gee.
mind that, man. I don't even mind that.
goodboy.com.
How do I see? Oh, okay. Here, ready? You ready for this shit?
It took you this long to find his.
Okay. Hollywood Brown, Kyle Pitts Sr., Aaron Jones Sr. Wow, way to go. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was.
You scored like 170 points. You weren't losing to anyone this week.
Mogged, I'm afraid. Aaron Jones is fine. Yeah, if you're like a podiatrist. Didn't he hurt his foot?
Ryan.
Who accounted that?
He literally slipped my hand off the stick.
Maybe your worst performance of all time.
Oh yes.
I just want you guys to know, Ryan did one jump and fell every other time.
Oh, so I lost and it's your fault. Or you lost and it's my fault. Okay. Aaron Jones is questionable to suit up against the Bengals in week 3 due to a hamstring injury. Washed.
Due to a hamstring injury.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
Who we got? Oh my God. Who am I playing this week, bro? Starting quarterback, Drake May. Oh my
I
God.
told you have a free week this week. This is the guy I beat. I beat this guy this week, and I said before, I'm like, wow, I can't lose. Okay, to be fair, Drake May had like 30 points this week.
Bro, I got Mahomes against the Giants defense. It's fucking over.
The Giants have a not terrible defense.
They let the Cowboys put up 40 on them, bro. And Dak and...
yeah, they're a bad team.
Dak
but like,
and Pickens, they got no fucking chemistry, dude. Only the Lions and the Seahawks should run the ball. Everyone else should throw.
You don't think the Eagles should run the ball?
No, I don't have Saquon.
Oh, okay. I see where this came from.
You got a star.
Ravens?
You know,
Ravens should do nothing. In my
Real fucking
opinion.
crime is
hates
I
birds.
went fucking 16-1 in pick'ems this week. I was one fucking game away from a perfect week, man.
That is crazy.
Oh, and it was the fucking Chiefs game. Why did I pick the fucking Chiefs, man? We went 16-1 because we do locks, and locks are worth 2. Don't try to fucking style on me, okay?
The anecdote appears to have a plot hole. I'm helping the bit. I'm steel manning your bit. Loser. Sorry, I'm making an L on my forehead right now. Loser.
Classic maneuver.
Fuck. It's close. She loves to throw them on people's heads in this one, man.
Yeah, good thing my head is on my cock.
Yes, dude.
Yes.
Super bad.
How did you get that from me?
I jumped out of the way of that one.
Oh, she did you see that fucking pass in double coverage? She got it right on your numbers, man.
By one. What the fuck?
Did you see that shit? She fucking, I want to see that clip. In double coverage, she threaded it right to Mouth's, the center of Mouth's jersey, man.
I don't know how I got that one.
That was insane. Chicago didn't do well? What do you mean it didn't do well, man? $306 million worldwide. $170 million for a fucking musical domestic? That's good, man. Lions put up 50 on them? That's true, man. But they had it coming. They only had Caleb Williams to blame. Actually, the cornerback, like, shredded his ankle or something, right? Like, that's pretty hard for the secondary to slow down the... I mean, and the Lions, they can beat you many different ways, you know? They could pass it to Amon-Ra, St. Brown. They could give it to Gibbs. They can give it to Montgomery. Goff can run it himself a little bit. They can bite your kneecap off. Dude, I see someone in chat has asked me a fantasy football trade. Don't talk to me about fantasy football trades. I know how it is because I understand the endowment effect because I read books. But the trade offers I've been sent in fantasy are so insulting that I screen cap every single one of them to dunk on in the content creator Discord. I'm sorry. If you sent me a trade in fantasy football, I've 100% done that to you. Except Exa. Exa, if you're here, I didn't dunk on your trade because I replied in Sleeper. And said, no shot, this is going down. But what did I get offered today? James Cook for Rome Odunze. And I'm the dude with James Cook. Really, you think, okay, the dude just put up 17 touchdowns. And you think I'm going to trade Buffalo, who is going to score 1 trillion points this year. I'm going to trade Buffalo's #1 wide receiver for Chicago's Buffalo's #1 running back for Chicago's #2 wide receiver. First off, James Cook has Josh Allen passing to him. And most of the time, he doesn't even need the pass. He just gives him the fucking ball and he runs. Then, Odunze doesn't run the ball. He needs to actually catch the ball. One problem, he's got Caleb Williams throwing to him. So he's going to have to take some time off from throwing some interceptions first. Ben Johnson believers rise up? What do you mean? Like, we can't be doing that. It's week 3, man. What do you mean, Ben Johnson believers? We've seen him coach, man. They're 0-2. They're a sleeper pick. Yeah, I'd be sleeping. They're 0-2. They lost to the Vikings. They lost to the fucking... Well, I mean, it was kind of a given they were going to lose to the Lions, if you know ball. But like the Vikings, they had like a 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter and blew it, bro. Insulting trade offers is all I'm trying to say. But nobody in history has ever offered a good trade in fantasy football. They're always like, I'll give you my second best wide receiver for your best running back. No shot, bro. Chiefs aren't cooked, though. Yeah, Chiefs aren't cooked. I mean, they lost to the Eagles and they lost to the Chargers. That's respectable. Losing to the Vikings when the quarterback doesn't even have like a foot right now, that wouldn't happen to a guy. I think he hurt his hamstring or whatever. I don't know why I think every injury in the NFL is he lost a toe. I think it's just one guy. Now, if they lose to the Giants, yeah, it's a different story. Is Lad WR3 on the Chargers? I don't want to talk about it because I won last week, but it is kind of pissing me off. They're Herbert and McConkey. McConkey's being real reliable with his fuck-ass helmet, but they got to stop passing it to him for like a 10-yard average per reception, man. They gotta let him run. They got to let my boy run. Now, I'm not saying that will win them football games, because the only reason I'm even mentioning it is because I have him on my team and I want him to score a lot of long touchdowns. But hot take, fantasy football is a gateway drug for DraftKings. Hot take, you can't just say harmless thing that I don't like is the equivalent to something that's much worse. You can't just do that. This is how you end up in the Redditor zone and you say some shit that's like, you know, coffee is a gateway drug for, like, fentanyl or something like that. No, the fuck it isn't, bro.
I'm out of here. I'll be seeing you. That's bad. Oh!
The Miami Dolphins defense watching Josh Allen do anything last night?
Dude, thank God I didn't get more points than he fucking did.
I know, I'm playing against him in my other league
Fuck
this
you,
year.
crab.
Yeah.
The crab won't let me climb. The crab hate me.
I didn't know it was legal to do a pass like he did. It was either a second or third touchdown. The one where he just kind of flinged it.
Shoveled it?
Yeah.
You can do that. You can do whatever you want once with the ball. Like, it can go forward or back. You can flip it, chuck it, huck it. The only thing you can't do is throw it in front of the line of scrimmage.
Wait, has anyone ever tried, like, okay, so you're the center and you're supposed to hike the ball to your QB, but instead you just hike it forward, like into the
Can't do
secondary, and then catch it yourself in the confusion?
I believe the ball has to be snapped.
You gotta snap that thing.
And leave no crumbs.
You got Ravens, Lions.
Ravens.
Good pick. Ravens kind of dominate the Lions.
That's a
in the
hot
last,
game,
like,
though.
3
Yeah, they
matchups.
can just fly over them.
Yeah, Lions. What are they going to
Yep.
do? Can't do
You
anything.
do great on the podcast, Justin. We've only made that. We've only made the animal matchup joke like 100 times.
Oh, perfect. I'm looking forward to it. I think my buddy Mike is setting up fantasy hockey.
Dude.
I feel like I love fantasy hockey because it's like a sport I watch or like would enjoy watching.
It's just nice. It's honestly, it's working exactly as I wanted it to work for football, and maybe I would do the same for hockey. It's just like I want an excuse to be like watching the game and not just rooting like Rob Lowe style for both teams to have a good time.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
So now
It does
instead
give
you
like,
become one of
more
those insane people where when someone scores a touchdown, you're like, who scored it? Who scored it? Fuck! It was like tight end 2 instead of wide receiver 3. Oh.
Me getting really upset that Miami could have tackled the tight end at like the 3-yard line and it would have probably become a James Cook touchdown instead of a Josh Allen touchdown.
I hear that though. I
Fucking
hear that.
annoying, man.
Because
I
I
just want my
got
friends to pick a
James Cook.
sport. Like all you guys are about football. Like most of my IRL friends are about baseball and like hockey. Everyone's got to just pick one. Too many things to follow.
I'm going church mode.
Pick the most popular one.
I think football has a lot of advantages, man, in the sense that there's one game on Thursday and then like 1 to 2 games on Monday, and then the rest of the time you can just kind of turn the TV on Sunday.
Fucking Red Zone, man. I'm telling you.
Red Zone does seem cool. I don't know. Anytime I tried to watch a
the
football
best.
game, I'm like, there's so much fucking downtime.
That's why you watch Red Zone.
Yeah, no, that's why Red Zone does seem cool.
You can watch like 10 ads at the same time.
You know a nice
Watching-
mind to inhibit? Like if you could just like live in someone's like brain
Oh,
for a little
inhabit.
bit.
Sure. Okay.
Inhabit, that's the one.
Your answer's not gonna be the same as mine, but go ahead.
Like guy who's so excited about the Super Bowl ads.
That used to be a thing, man.
There
That
are-
used to be
it's still a
guy.
thing.
It's
but
still a
It
thing.
is?
I'm
I think
sad
it's
to say.
like one of those things where like culture has like passed them by, but they haven't realized it yet.
Genuinely, like those ads have not been good in like a decade, maybe more.
There, you could still encounter some coworkers who are like, "Oh yeah, Super Bowl. I don't really care who wins, but I'll watch for the ads."
Guy who's excited about Twitch ads. Oh, I hope the Twitch ads are funny around the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
It's got to be a guy.
John Hamm gambling ad. John Hamm gambling ad. How did fantasy go this week? I'm very likely to go 1-1 this week. I don't want to count my chickens as you again. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but I'm gonna go 1-1 this week in all likely. He's actually dodging me, man. I think tonight I have Gibbs in both leagues. I need Gibbs and Bates on the Lions to get like 7 total points. If they get 7 total points, I'm gonna win. So that seems fairly likely. But in the other league, I need Gibbs to outperform Zay Flowers and by the way, I'm on the other side now, so you got problems. And I think another player, which is going to be very unlikely. Moral victory like the Jets every Sunday? What's the moral victory for the Jets? They got beat by Aaron Rodgers. That's like the least moral victory you can have. They got beat by the dude that they fired, man.
All right, I'm
That's
getting
red
out
zone,
here.
brother.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
That's NFL red zone.
I
Sponsored
wish,
by
man. Congrats, Dan. Big game last night. Big game.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
love the Lions.
Big
love the
game
Lions.
for me, too, who has Gibbs in both leagues and came back as a 21% underdog to win. Because they don't pass the ball to Zay Flowers anymore, I guess. They don't pass it to him.
Or Bateman.
Many people
Jason.
are saying this. Lamar Jackson sacked 7 times, can't even run.
Derrick Henry, fumble merchant.
Third game in
Fumbled
a row.
fumbled his helmet much like he fumbled the ball. Many people are saying he's old and washed. He's old and washed, and plus I've seen his ass cheeks on Monday Night Football, and they're not all bad. They're not the best.
Oh.
Did you see Derrick Henry crash out after the second fumble?
He did. He like threw his helmet and then fell over like a 4-year-old.
He did. He was like laying down on the bench, going, "Oh my god."
I feel bad. I think maybe I'm overanalyzing. I think he had like an actual panic attack because he did that. Like he slammed his helmet down, he fell over, and then they like panned away, and then they panned back to him like 2 minutes later, and he was like hands on his head, going, "Oh my god, oh my god." And I'm like, dude, he's freaking out.
It's week 3, bro. Chill. You got 100% roster rate. You gotta lock in, man. You gotta lock in.
I mean, look, it's not like the Ravens have any competition for division lead anyway, so.
Excuse me, the Browns just beat the Packers?
You could say it like that. Yeah, you could.
Ryan,
phrase
your
it
pants
like
are
that.
packing Browns. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
The Dolls were a great... Here's the thing. They're a nice foundation to build your house on. Like a dull is like a base hit. A dull is handing off to Jahmyr Gibbs for a 3.4-yard gain. Like it can get you through. It'll even get you some wins, okay? It'll even get you some wins. But every once in a while, I mean, if you got a shiny new receiver, you got to let that fucker fly. You got to send them on a go route and say, don't stop till you're numb, man. Don't stop till you're numb. By the way, I have, if anyone, this is specifically for the 11 other people in the fantasy league, in the sleeper fantasy league. I have a trade request. I'm not trying, I think there's gains to be made from trade, okay? I'm not trying to fleece anybody. I have to move on from CJ Stroud. He's my QB1, he's not good enough. So CJ Stroud is on the block. And I'm not saying, hey, he's going to come back, okay? He's having a horrible season so far. But that's CJ Stroud is on the block. So what am I juicing the trade with? I got a glut of running backs, bro. I got Jahmyr Gibbs, who's not on the trading block, but I also have Kenneth Walker III, and I got Kinshawn Judkins, who is surprisingly shaken out to be possibly top 10, top 15 running back for the rest of the season. So Walker and Judkins are on the block. So here's what I'm looking for, okay? You receive CJ Stroud and your choice of Kenneth Walker III, Kinshawn Judkins. I receive a better quarterback. I'm not expecting Josh Allen. I'm not expecting Lamar Jackson. I receive a reliable QB1 and a worse RB, a bench RB. That's it. I'm giving you a starter. You give me a bench RB. I think we can find something. I think we can find something that works, man. Which QBs are on waiver? Well, listen, okay. I got Carson Wentz on my team. So I cannot. If nobody wants to make a trade with me, I'm all right putting Carson Wentz in the flex spot, in the super flex, I should say. Pick up Darnold, buddy. He's drafted. We're in a super flex league. There's been like 48 drafted quarterbacks, bro. 6, maybe 7. Superflex is cursed. This is why Superflex is good, man. Because you get the churn. In my other league, which I'm fucking dominating, by the way, because nobody in Apollo's podcast league knows ball. Because I have the most points. I'm 2-1 because Rob put down an insane week 1, but I'm 2-1 with the most points in the league. And the reason that it's A, nobody knows ball, and B, it makes fantasy like brain dead. I'm just gonna start my best players at each position. Okay, like there's no skill involved at all. There's no skill involved in the slightest, man. Superflex, you got to make some decisions. You got to be like, is this the week that Cam Ward's going to break out, man? Jackson Dart is not going to ball out, man. He has one receiver. He's going to get injured next week if he's not already injured. Anyway, long story short, does anyone want this trade? The thing that's funny is that people are like, fuck this trade. Just bench Stroud and play your other running back in the Superflex. Okay, well then fucking how about you trade me for a good RB then? If the RBs are so valuable that they're starter ready, how about you give me your best bench quarterback who will immediately become my quarterback 1 and then fleece me for one of my RBs, man? Like you're not thinking straight. And I know you're not thinking straight because I've received in the 2 leagues so far, I've received 4 trade requests. Every single one of them was insulting. Every single one of them was like, I'll give you the backup running back for the Seattle Seahawks in exchange for the starting running back for the Seattle Seahawks. Nah, man, I don't think we're going to be doing that. But I'm trying to offer a fair trade, and people are like, here's why it won't work. Yeah, it won't work because you've been trying to fleece your nieces and nephews playing Catan. I'll give you 2 sheep for 1 ore. Bro, ore is on 3-4-2. There's like 6 ores in the entire economy so far. Sheep are on 6, 8, 9, 10. Like there's sheep. We're flush with sheep. Wait till he has a good game. Well, if he has a good game, I don't want to trade him anymore. I don't want to trade him anymore. But here's the thing. The rest of and we're going to start playing the dolls, I swear to you. But hey, sleeper gamers, if you want, I'll just keep beating your ass with the team that I got. But if you want to make your own team better, because you've got a dearth of talent at the running back position, call me up. Otherwise, I'll be happy to just lay the smackdown down every week with the team that I got. Because I got insulted. Last week in the recap, I got an award. It said worst manager. Can somebody explain to me how you get the worst manager award? I looked into it. What does worst manager award mean on Sleeper? It means you left a lot of points on your bench. How am I the worst manager if I left a ton of points on the bench? That just means I mog you in the draft because I fucking won last week and then my bench cleared the people that I even started, bro. That means I'm the manager of all time because I drafted a bench that's better than your fucking starters. How can I be the worst manager if my bench beat your starters and my starters beat your starters? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. Least efficient, not worst. It was pretty efficient when Jahmyr Gibbs brought me back from a 21% underdog to single-handedly win the game. It's pretty efficient when I drafted him and single-handedly won a week by picking him up in round 1. Anyway, this is American Graffiti. I don't know. Wait a second. Young James Carey. Allow me to say something. Whatever they did to Jim Carrey's hair, because this is his hair. I'm going to assume this is natural. This is his hair from Me, Myself, and Irene, where they make him look like an insane person. The aura gain that he got from getting rid of this hair and getting like a cool guy haircut in 1993, probably earned this guy like $100 million. Credit to them. Nicolas Cage too? I have no idea what this could be, man. With God as my witness, I have no idea. Peggy Sue got married. My parents used to talk about this movie all the time, but I've never seen it. Rip to the Dulls enjoyers, by the way, because that was like 11 minutes of fantasy football talk just for me to get the framed wrong in 3 seconds. You know what the worst part, sorry to bring it back to fantasy. You know what the worst part about being in 2 fantasy leagues is? I swear to you, I've played against Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen 5 times, and it's only week 4. Every week, I'm like, oh, I just made it through Josh Allen. Who am I going up against in my next league? Fucking Lamar Jackson, man. It never ends. And not okay. So last week, like week 3, I went up against Josh Allen in League 1. Week 4, I go up against Lamar Jackson. Okay, well, that fucking sucks. Let me look at the other league. Hello, Simba. Speak of the devil, and he appears. I just beat Josh Allen week 3. In the Yahoo League, guess who I'm going up against? Josh Allen, man. It never ends. It's just Allen Jackson. Allen Jackson. It's like turning on CMT in 1995. I'm gone country. It never ends, man. I was thinking about playing fantasy basketball, but oh my God, I hate basketball. Why are the Lynx fucking selling against the Mercury of all teams? I'm losing my mind, man. You have Nafizia Collier. Do something. Put up some hands or something. Make them work for the jumpers. It's getting ridiculous, man. There's been a trade. Trade alert. I'm sounding the trade bell. Ding, 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 ding. Trade. From Team Northernlion. Cam Ward. Lad McConkey. Quinshawn, 33.3% repeating, of course, Judkins. 2, Team Northernlion. Kyler Murray. Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey Taylor, who I think is just going to be busy making butt imprints on the bench, to be honest with you. And Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. You traded QJ for Marvin? No. You don't understand team composition, man. You don't understand team composition. I need a QB1, even if they're like a bubble QB1. And I was flush at RB, bro. I was flush at RB. Gibbs is going nowhere, and then I had 2 other RB1s, Judkins and Kenneth Walker III. McConkey, it hurts, but you gotta spend good players to get good players. This isn't Madden on rookie, okay? That being said, there's one thing I hadn't really considered, which is tonight I am now starting Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride, and Kenneth Walker III. Which means I need a fucking 48 to 45 gunslingers duel, please. If I see a fucking 9-6 finish, I'm gonna lose my mind.
The fantasy lure player.
Who has 4 of his 10 players playing tonight on Thursday Night Football.
You shouldn't do that.
Could be good, could be bad.
You should not play 3 players on the same offense. That is so dangerous.
I've got 3 players on the Cardinals, 3 of their best players, and then I've got 1 player on the Seahawks, man. No problem. I'm guaranteeing, I'm calling it 35-32. Kyler Murray's getting 4 touchdowns. He's throwing 3. Probably 2 to Harrison, 1 to McBride. He's definitely running in at least 1. And then I think Kenneth Walker, he's good for 2.5, 3 touchdowns, something like that. Probably 1 in the air, 1 on the ground. That would be good enough. I'd settle for that.
You're very heavily invested in an offense that's notoriously not very good.
The Cardinals, bro, they made the Super Bowl.
Yeah, in fucking 2010.
Kurt Warner, Kyler Murray. They have more letters in common than apart. Anquan Bolden, Marvin Harrison, ends on the same syllable. Larry Fitzgerald, Trey McBride, two dudes who I've never met before. The parallels, many people are saying the parallels are plural. There's many.
Very famously did not win that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know. It was boring. It was a boring one. Probably not for you because you were...
Super Bowls of all time.
Not if you watched it on a laptop with the HDMI cord plugged into a Sony Trinitron in your basement in rural Canada.
very consistently rated in the top 3 Super Bowls of all time.
Top 3 Super Bowl 1, obviously, the original.
No.
How do you feel about AL MVP? It's tough, man. Here's the thing. I think Judge on WAR probably clears, but the voters also, you can't discount MVP fatigue. And Cal Raleigh's a new guy. He's got a good narrative. He's got a great nickname. I think it sets the stage for a possible upset. You know, sometimes the story is more important than the stats when the stats are reasonably close.
When you watch your team that had like a 95% chance of making the playoffs, probably missed the playoffs.
Sorry, Blue Jays clear, despite losing every game in the past 2 months.
They should get rid of injuries. I don't know why they have that in sports.
No, dude, for real. I'm gonna be so pissed off if somebody that I traded for gets injured right after trading for them. I'm gonna lose my mind.
I'm so injured. It's ridiculous. I'm so tangentially injured, man.
Do you have Joe Burrow?
No, I have Jamar Chase, which is he might as well be injured, man. Like
it could
Jake
be
Browning
worse.
Can't throw the ball.
It could be worse. You could have T. Higgins in good health. You could have T. Higgins in good health. And
then Dak Prescott, I'm fucking benching his ass this week, man. He got no one to throw to.
No shot. George Pickens, bro. He's got chemistry with Pickens.
They're playing the #1 fantasy defense this week, man.
Who?
Green Bay.
They're not even. They literally just lost to the Browns.
Yeah, but their defense is still really good. You got to get the one that starts you with a key.
Yeah, I could use that. Instead, I start with the Crimson Bubble tier. Oh, I drank it. That's 25,000 runes down the shitter. That one should have a prompt. That one should have the fantasy prompt. That's like, are you sure you want to trade Kinshawn Judkins right now?
I don't know about that trade, man.
I'm telling, dude. I had a serious need at QB. I think, and that's also the AI trade calculators said it was fairly balanced, and they're never wrong. Also, can I
have 3 players on one team, man?
It just it feels good to do some wheeling and some dealing is the other thing.
That's fair. I got offered the worst trade offer of all time. But oh my, you'd be insulted.
No, I mean, you know me. I've screen capped every single trade offer I've received prior to this because they were all like, "Hey, you need a QB? What about my 4th best quarterback for both of your best running backs?" So I'm like, "No, bro."
Oh, I remember now. They wanted to give me Brian Thomas Jr. in exchange for Michael Pittman Jr. and Rashee Rice. It's like, bro,
you know what they do?
Like, what are they doing?
That's what they're like. Hey, Rashee Rice is suspended, bro. So you already ate like 4 weeks of the suspension. Now you want me to give him up for nothing?
Yeah, exactly.
I was fielding like bottom tier offers for Jordan Addison. I'm like, why would I trade this guy? He sat on my bench suspended for doing steroids for like a month. I wrote out the suspension, bro. He's back now.
Yeah, no, I need. I'm starting Tua this week, man. It's not looking good for me at quarterback. No. I got Penix, Tua, and Dak.
That is rough. You do have some. You have like one of the funniest named quarterback rooms in the business, though.
I do.
Penix, Tua, and Dak, the Dackler.
I don't know. They're playing the Jets, man. Like he's got to do well against the Jets.
Of course. Guys, this is the greatest day of my life. Actually, I can't say that because I already said that yesterday. When Kyler Murray, who I recently traded for, had 0.2 points at the half, and Marvin Harrison Jr. was like 1 for 8 with 5 yards at the half, I was crashing out. I put them both on the trade block, said this is the worst day of my life. And then he threw a touchdown pass to Marvin Harrison Jr., and I said, I don't want to put too fine a point on it, but this is the greatest day of my life. I wouldn't say he popped off. He caught like one pass that happened to be a touchdown, but it meant that they didn't underperform. They performed exactly to their projections, which was like extremely bullish after the horrific start that they had. Then they lost anyway. Yeah, but what do I care, bro? I'm playing fantasy football. I'm not on the Cardinals. They could lose the rest of their games for the rest of the season for all I care. Hey, Baldy, is Jamar Chase good? If you're doing a fantasy trade, you have to account for the fact Jamar Chase was oftentimes, he has like an average draft position of like 1.8 or something like that. So he's wide receiver 1 off the board, but the Bengals don't have anybody throwing the ball right now. So you have to, I don't know whether you're trading for him or you're trading him, but you gotta work that into the equation for sure. But what do I know? I started 3 Cardinals and a Seahawk last night, but actually it didn't go that bad. Trying to decide if I should play him or bench him for Scatterball. Listen, it's only week 4. You got wide receiver 1 in the draft. You got to start Chase. You can't be benching Chase to put out like a rookie Giants running back. You could find somebody else to move to put Scatterbo out there if you need to, but he's got Jake Browning throwing to him. That's the problem, man. Scatterbo isn't even that good. Yeah, but he's fun to watch, that's important in fantasy. Also, every time I see him run the ball, I'm like, this dude is definitely going to get like a broken neck. He runs into every single tackle with his head like fully down. Like I don't think he's running like the juggernaut, man. I think he's in trouble. Thoughts on Marvin Harrison Jr.'s mental? He's looking up ever since I got him on my team. Also, thank God he caught that touchdown pass last night. Otherwise, I think he might have retired. Damn, that's pretty good. Twinkle, twinkle, little star? Bro was like 1 for 8 with 5 yards or something. I was crashing out, but all it takes is one good pass, man. All it takes is one good pass. Who you starting in the flex spot? Brees, Devonta Smith, or Chris Olave? All right, bro, you got to start. I mean, I know he's on the Jets, but like, you got to start Brees Hall. Especially with QB2 running the game right now. You know they're going to be handing it off to Brees like crazy. I can't believe you got... What kind of running backs you got? You got Brees in the flex spot, man. Olave gets so many targets. Maybe I should start him. I've had him on the bench for 3 weeks. And the reason he's on the bench is because he plays for the Saints, but he leads the league in targets. Holy cow, man. I traded St. Brown for Olave, Pickens, and Bowers. Don't know how to feel yet. That's crazy. That's a wild trade, okay? I mean, Bowers, he could be a top 5 TE potentially. I know he's kind of been underperforming a little bit, right? But still, I think the upside potential on that's pretty good, man. I mean, St. Brown been playing great so far. Don't get me wrong. Oh, he's hurt. Oh, he's questionable. Questionable is just, they only put people on questionable to troll fantasy owners into not starting them, and then literally they're like, oh, he's never been healthier. He's going to catch like 4 TDs. Bank it, bank it. That being said, I did predict that Kyler Wren was going to throw 4 last night and rush for another one, so you might not want to trust me on that one. Kylo Ren? Yeah, Kyler Wren. That's what I call him, Kyler Wren. Although most of the time he's trying to be Kyler Run, man. Little bro really thinks he's Lamar. You talk about fantasy football? I did. There's another dad who plays fantasy football. I did a 1/4 of the way through the season check-in. Poor guy. I think he had like the 3rd pick in the draft. He took Saquon. I was like, how's Saquon working out for you? He said, I'm 0-3. I said, ooh, that's tough. He said, how are you doing? I had to lie. I had to be like, I'm doing okay. Truth of the matter is I'm fucking balling out of my mind. I'm balling out of control. George Pickens owners? Any George Pickens owners in the chat? Dude's literally 6'10". It's free points. It's crazy. Not to mention, I'm an idiot, but I'm also a genius. You know why? Here's my idiot move. In the podcast league, which I'm going to win because nobody there knows ball, apparently. In the podcast league, I started Caleb Williams over Patrick Mahomes. What was I thinking? Oh, no, I'm going to lose. Oh, wait, never mind. I have Puka Nacua. He's getting 178 yards or some shit like that. I didn't even have to watch the game. I knew he was going to do it. Bro got like 37 points or something like that. And then in the other league, I think I'm 87-13 right now. So there is a chance if Bo Nix pops off, I'll lose. But I was like 40-60 the whole day. And then George Pickens, man, who would have thought? George Pickens, he caught the ball. Mahomes never comes up big. Well, that's the thing. It's like it's kind of pissing me off because last week I started Mahomes, and then he kind of like for 3 weeks he's kind of been phoning it in. I get that he has no receivers because all of his receivers are either betrothed or in prison, but like I would complain about it, and people are like, "There's your mistake. You never take Mahomes. Mahomes is bad in fantasy. He doesn't start to care until the fucking playoffs." So I go, "Okay, let's start Caleb Williams this week." Bro had like negative 0.2 points at the fucking half, man. What the hell is he doing? He threw like 8 touchdowns last week. Bro did not show up for the first half of this week. And then in my other league, I have 4 quarterbacks. I started the 2 that got the least points. But Kyler Murray, he still did all right. Bryce Young, listen, who was he playing again? Wasn't Bryce Young? He was playing a team of plumbers. Let's put it that way. But like my other two, he was playing New England. That's right. My other 2 quarterbacks were Carson Wentz, and I was like, this dude's old. He's 32. And then C.J. Stroud, and it's the Mahomes thing with C.J. Stroud. With C.J. Stroud, it's like, for 3 weeks he did nothing. I was like, bro's washed. He peaked literally in Snoop Dogg's youth football league, and then he comes out like at the half he had like 3 points, and then he comes out and throws 2 TDs in 5 seconds. You don't know ball? Okay, well, explain how I'm going to be first in the podcast league in about 18 hours, and I'm going to be 3-1 in the other league. Well, hopefully. I don't want to jinx it. I was on like the flip side of these odds last week, and then Gibbs popped off, which was great for me. But I know I've said this many times before. But I keep winning the worst manager award because I have a lot of points on the bench. But it doesn't make any fucking sense, because if I win with a lot of points on the bench, then I should be the best manager, because it means I drafted the fuck out of these guys. If my bench mogged your starters, I'm the best manager because I outdrafted you. My bench clears your starters. It's that simple. This again? It's true. It's true. Yeah, but your bench is clearing your starters? Act broke, stay rich. You got to stop playing Bryce Young. Okay, listen, young pup. He was literally like quarterback 20, and we're in a super flex league with 12 people. So you do the math. Go get Dart. Bro, in the sleeper league, people at no ball. Jackson Dart got picked up on waivers like 3 seconds after the announcement that he was starting. Like the QB, I don't know what kind of plumbers and electricians you guys are playing against, but I see people are like, oh, I'll just pick up Marcus Mariota off waivers. What the fuck are you talking about? He's a starting QB, man. All starting QBs are taken. They're all spoken for. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. It could be worse, by the way. No disrespect to my trading partner. I would say after the first, let me think. I got to think about this. The trade was pretty fair, but I know that you started Cam Ward because I traded you Cam Ward, but like you can't. I'm here to tell you. I should have told you that because you were a very respectful trading partner. I should have told you that in the trading notes. You can take Cam Ward, but you do not start him. You only start him if all of your other quarterbacks have had their legs crushed by a steamroller. Otherwise, you gotta let him stay. He's really good on the bench. He's actually one of the best bench players, and I'll tell you why. Because the ideal bench player is a guy where every Sunday you look at the stats and go, oh, I'm glad I didn't start that guy. So he's actually like OP to have on your bench because he will give you a disappointing performance every single week. It's a huge self-esteem buff. What are you saying the Titans might be worse than the Saints? The hell are you talking about? The Saints put up like 21 points on the Bills, bro. The Texans put up 0 points on the Texans. The Texans were 0-3. It's the best day of my life. Actually, I can't even say that this is the best day of my life. Obviously, this isn't the best day of my life because yesterday, Puka Nacua on my one fantasy team put up like 34 points as a wide receiver, which is unheard of. And George Pickens on my other fantasy team put up like 28.4, which is also like triple his projection. Also, it was my daughter's birthday party yesterday, but like that doesn't stop me from going on emergency data mode on my phone to make sure that my boys are putting up points. Your daughter's not putting up numbers? I don't know. Her like friends per 60 was pretty fucking high yesterday. And her presence per 60 was like I mean, I never put up numbers like that. Let's put it that way. Unless maybe you count like gifted subscriptions or whatever. I'm sorry. If you're Steelers posting in chat, you know who your coach is, right? Why would I be surprised that the Steelers have a winning record right now? They're obviously going to finish like 9-8, limp into the playoffs, and then get blown out in the first round. Like, acceleration due to gravity, 9.8 meters per second. Fucking the Steelers coming second in the division, AFC wildcard spot, losing in the playoffs. It's that simple. What's your take on the Eagles? They seem really good at football. Call me DeFranco the way I drafted Philly D or whatever, which I did, by the way. I did. This feels like a Dan game. Nah, too much gameplay. That being said, after the second quarter of the Lions game, I did text him. And I said, and they all laughed at us for taking Jake Bates early in the draft. Now look at us. And then, within 30 seconds, he texted me back a picture of him watching the game on his TV, and he said, these other GMs aren't like us. And I said, I know that's right. Hang on, let's see what we got here. I mean this... Oh, wait, okay, sorry, that was Labubu Rumor Mill. I almost got baited by Labubu Rumor Mill. New Carson Beck. It's so funny that Carson Beck, who now is a Miami Hurricane, is actually like a favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. They should sell their account, man. Apollo, by the way, I'm not sure if you're still here or you're like not fucking with Coin Flipping Simulator. How do you feel about me in your league's draft saying nobody on the podcast knows ball, and then losing week 1, and then since that point mogging every single week, and starting tomorrow? I don't know how Rob's doing, but he was projected to lose. If Rob loses, I'm going to be first in the league by like 75 points. And I'm the type of beast that deliberately nerfed myself by starting Caleb Williams instead of Patrick Mahomes. Rob lost. I'm sorry, nephew. Your league doesn't know ball. The sleeper league kind of knows ball. I have Bijan Robinson and Puka Nacua. I literally don't care because you're in a league with plumbers and accountants. How did they let you get all the players? How did they let you get the number 1 RB and the number 1 wide receiver in the draft? That doesn't make any sense. Well, that's not true. I guess the number 1 receiver was Jamar Chase, but still. CMC is RB1. Yeah, if you predicted that the entire 49ers roster except for him was going to be injured. Should have taken Amon-Ra. Some of you guys are cool. Don't look up Puka Nacua's stats. He's literally... Well, apparently MVP is a QB award, but Offensive Player of the Year, I think you got to give to Puka right now. Who else are you giving the Opoi right now? Be serious. James Cook? No shot, bro. Literally, like, no disrespect. The only reason James Cook is even in the conversation, and I have him in the same league that I have Puka Nacua, because the league is full of plumbers and accountants, aka podcasters. But George Pickens! What are you talking about, George Pickens? Offensive Player of the Year. Week 1, he caught 2 passes for -1 yards, bro. What are you talking about? Daniel Jones, Comeback Player of the Year. Bro, he's a consensus top 3 MVP candidate right now. Now, mind you, it's only week 4, but like still. 1 second. I'm working right now. Stop talking football. I'm working. Cam Scatabo. That is pretty Cam Scatabo. All these Cam Scatabo bits are going to be so melancholy when he breaks his neck on the field. Like week 9 and has to retire. Let's go. Librarian posts a Cam Scatabo compilation of all the times we talked about him. Why would you say that? Bro, he runs into people with his fucking head, and they weigh like 380 pounds with 6% body fat. I'm not wishing evil on him. I'm just observing what's happening. Dan, I gotta ask you, by the way. So I'm not a huge football strategy guy. I just know that if I were the coach, I'd be airing that thing out. I would not be handing it off, because like a good run is like 8 yards, and a good pass is like a 90-yard touchdown. So I would be throwing it at least 95% of the time. Maybe on like 3rd and 2, you might convince me to do a run, but this is all secondary to my question, okay? My question is, why do they keep running it into the defensive line? and the linebackers. Are they stupid? You should never run towards those guys. Those are big guys who want to tackle you, bro. You should either hand it off and then have him run to the outside, or you should fucking pitch it and have him go way outside, bro. I don't know what kind of individuals are out here like, oh, I've got a great play. Let's pass the ball to the running back and then run him into the 5 biggest people I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, he's injured. Nobody could have possibly predicted that. You gotta send it to the outside, man. You gotta send it to the outside. Daniel.
Yo.
I can't wait to hear a football strategian tell me that it's a good idea to run into the 400-pound guys who want to tackle you.
Okay, so here's the situation, and people are going to be like, what does he know? He doesn't know what he's talking about. I interned for the Lions. I coached Division I football
Appeal to
years.
authority.
I coached high school football for 10 years. I'm looking at 3 state title championship trophies on my shelf right now. So you say, hey, why does the offensive coordinator keep calling plays for Cam Scatterbo to run into a 350-pound 3 technique? Well, here's the reason why. The reason why is a couple of things are happening. Rule number 1 is they got guys too. They got players too. So if you got a 350-pound 0 technique, 1 technique, he scoops the guard. You can't do that. But what you can do is you can call a trap. So this is like setting the bait here, Ryan Gary. So you got a 350-pound, say 3 technique that just eating your right guard up, just nom, 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 nom. So what you do is you call a trap. So you send that right guard down, he double teams to the fence, gets to the backer, then the left guard comes and pulls around because the 3 technique's like, no one's blocking me. I got a free path to the running back. I see Cam Scatterbo, then boom, he gets ear-holed and he gets trapped. And then you see little Cam Scatterbo go 95 yards for a touchdown. And then they run it again and again and again. So from the outside standpoint, I get it, Ryan Gary. It's like, yo, why are they running this? Why are they running this? It's a chess game, man. And I know you can appreciate that. But at the end of the day, they got guys too is the answer.
Daniel, thank you for your illuminating discussion. That's much to think about.
No problem. I'll draw it up for you in paint and I'll send it to you too. But keep flipping, man. I love watching it. See you, bud.
Thank you. I heard all that. And I'll be honest, I have no idea what the guards and the tackles do. It seems like they basically just put a big guy out there and then the defense goes, I'll match you. I'll put out an even larger man. So it just seems to me like football would be better if they just got rid of both the offensive and the defensive line, because they don't seem to do it. They just cancel out. Like everybody else on the field is playing football and these guys are sumo wrestling the whole time. Like it doesn't really make sense to me, like what they're doing. But I'll tell you the other thing is that he's made me think, okay? Here's what I would do instead, okay? Instead, because apparently passing the ball 95% of the time is not, it's too predictable. What I would do instead, I would actually run 95% of the time, like the 49ers are likely to do tonight. But then the other 5% of the time, and sit your ass down for this, get ready. The other 5% of the time, play action. So they're like, oh, another run. Oh, no. Oh, no, 99-yard touchdown for Jordan Addison. 99-yard touchdown because we thought that it was going to be another run. Oh, no. They should try it, man. They should try it. They should punt on 2nd down. They'd never expect it. Low key, though, how sick would it be if it was like 2nd and 6 and they brought out the punting unit and ran a fake punt play on a fake punt on 2nd and 5. Yeah. And they're like, whoa, what the hell? They're punting. And then you're like, surprise, our punter's throwing the ball. And it's intercepted. It's been intercepted and run back for a touchdown. The Titans should do that shit just to see what would happen. Dude, listen, Sleeper, you can keep making the Titans color like orange as if I give a shit what their run defense is like. Buddy, if I've got a player and they're going up against the Titans, they're not on the bench. Let me tell you that much, okay? I've learned my lesson. Anybody in my lineup who has versus TEN or at TEN, they're starting. It's that simple. I don't give a shit. Oh, actually, the DBs are pretty strong. They've only given up 1.7 PPR points. No, they're starting. They're fucking starting. The flea flicker has aura. Well, dude, okay, what game was it? It might have been Jets Dolphins, where because the Jets were on like their own 3, and they only had time for 1 play. So the QB passed it to a guy, and then that guy was about to get tackled, so he started hitting like laterals to another guy who started running, and then that guy was about to get tackled, so he hit another lateral to like another guy. Why don't they just do that on like every play? Like on a lot of plays, it seems like they just are like, oh, I'm being tackled. Here I go, I've been tackled. Fuck that, bro. Every throw should be a touchdown. You should be, oh shit, Darren Sharper, here, you take it. And then fucking haul it off to the other guy, man. Give him a chance. You don't want to get tackled by Darren Sharper. If they drop the pass, it's a live ball. Well, that's what fucking practice is for, bro. By the way, as a kid who like played Madden and then watched football, I had no appreciation for the amount of athleticism and skill that it takes to play professional football. As an adult who is now older than like 98% of the National Football League's active players, it's a miracle that the game can take place. And I'm not even talking about the risk of injury, which is obviously like insanely high, but it's like the fact that the fucking quarterback will be like, that guy sprinting 32 yards away, and he throws a fucking perfect spiral, unless he's Cam Ward. And then the DB like puts his hands up to try to get it, and it just like grazes the fingertips, and the wide receiver, like without even looking, is just like, thunk, I got it. That's crazy, man. It's unbelievable. Except unless they drop the pass, and then you're like, what are you doing? The fuck are you? You gotta have that. And you're like, look, I got a guy. I got a 23-year-old, 6'8", 240-pound DB on me, bro. I'm trying. I literally got to look at the ball for like 1/8 of a second before it landed. Oh my, there he goes, dropping another pass. Running backs are insane, though. I feel like that's like, you're like signing up to die. I don't think Scatterbo figured it out, man. I think he's gonna break his fucking neck. Dan, I don't know if you're still here, by the way, but I bet it feels good as fuck to break a tackle. I've never broken a tackle in my life, but I bet it feels good as fuck to be like running really fast, and then a bigger guy like tries to get you, but because of your momentum, you just kind of like parry him, like tech him, boom. And the longer it's been since I've seen the clip of Marshawn Lynch, the more insane it gets in my memory. Like now in my head, it's like I'm being so sincere. Now in like you see the clip and you're like, that clip's crazy. Now in my head, he has the ball and the dude's about to tackle him and he stomps the field. And like by stomping the field, everybody gets like off balance and knocked over. And then he continues running to the end zone. He did Earthshaker's ult, man. Like when you hit the trampoline at the wrong time. And yeah, that's so true. And your knees buckle. I bet sacking a quarterback feels good too. I'm just here. Listen, I've been watching ball for like 4 weeks. I'm starting to learn a little bit. They're getting a little soft with the taunting penalties, don't you think? Also, everyone's gonna like that one. I don't think anybody's gonna like this one. But they gotta lighten up on the roughing the passer penalties. Not a lot, but just a little bit. I'm sorry if I'm the linebacker. I'm gonna eat your lunch on this one. If I'm coming in at a full sprinting speed, and the quarterback is like and throws in like an instant, in like the flap of a hummingbird's wings, he releases the ball as I'm jumping towards him, and I push him over, and they're like, "That's a roughing the passer." If that's roughing the passer, then you can't hit the quarterback. Because if you go to sack the quarterback, he can just pass the ball. roughing the passer. You should not be allowed to hit the kicker or the punter, though, because that's literally like a health and safety violation. Half the reason Mahomes is so good is because he exploits that. Well, that's what pisses me off, because I have him on my fantasy team, but you don't get any points for being awesome at getting roughing the passer penalties. It's the same reason originally I was pissed off that I was starting George Pickens, because I was like, the dude just is a magnet for DPI, but like that doesn't, how does that fucking help me beat Exa in the fantasy league? It doesn't. But then he woke up and he caught a couple of long balls. Somebody get that for AJ Brown. Football is so funny, man. What is it like? He caught 2 passes last week and then posted on Instagram a Bible verse that was like, if people aren't fucking with you, don't worry about them, just leave them behind. And then everyone was like, AJ, are you okay? And he was like, oh yeah, that wasn't about football. he tweeted it like 3 minutes after the game ended or whatever, and he was like, that was about some other shit. Hang on. Lineman tweet, lol, nice one, dudes. RB tweet, complaints. Wide receiver tweet, I am a child of God and will conquer all adversity. Well, but you can sort of understand it, right? Because like, if you're a running back, you're getting the ball all the time. If you're RB1, you're touching the ball like 30% of plays. If you're RB2, you're touching it like 10% of plays. If you're a wide receiver, you only touch the ball when someone says, give that guy the ball. That's tough, man. I will say it's crazy to me that anyone would pass the ball to a tight end. You literally have faster guys on the team that have run further away from this line of scrimmage. Don't pass it to why would you pass to your tight end for 6 yards? Well, you know what, I was gonna Vikings post, but to be honest with you, Hawkinson, I mean, that's why Carson Wentz is the GOAT, man. He sees Justin Jefferson going out for 30 yards, he sees Jordan Addison going out for 60 yards, and then he sees TJ Hawkinson that's like 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage going, I'm open. And he says, fuck that guy. Let it fly. Oh, shit, it got intercepted. What the fuck? You guys think the frame rate's dipping a little bit? Hang on, I got a bunch of push notifications. No shot, Germa went live 3 times. Oh, it's Dan's chart for how a trap run works in football. All right, 3 tech equals T. Comes upfield thinking he has clear path. Boom, out the gate. I get it. So the running back gets the ball. Oh, I see it now. Oh, damn. Maybe the coaches know what they're doing. Can I say something, though? If I was an OC, a.k.a. offensive coordinator, you would not catch me being in the booth, in the ivory tower, with the owner and the fucking everybody else up there, all the suits. I'd be down on the field calling it with the shit open. My 32 blue. I'd be calling it like that with the clipboard over my mouth. There's no shot you would see me up in the booth. You're not separated. You can't separate a general from his soldiers like that. Not in negative degree weather. Give me the Belichick and then put some sleeves on it. I'm going out. Remember when the Eagles' left tackle got injured in that game with the Rams, and then Jalen Hurts got sacked like 9 times in a row? At that, Nick Sirianni, I know he was like, damn, dude, this is how you do it. Is it that hard, bro? What's the Belichick? No, it's not dating. Okay, Bill Belichick is not dating a high schooler. He is dating a woman that is like 52 years younger than him. But he's so old that she's actually, I think, the one who should be concerned about the problematic age gap. I think she might be taking advantage of him. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really want to weigh into the situation, but it's giving a little bit of elder abuse. But to be Belichicking, why don't you tell me what I'm thinking about when I say Belichicking? And don't say, oh, intentionally deflating the footballs. That happened, but like skill difference or whatever. No sleeves on a hoodie, no sleeves on a hoodie, no sleeves on a sweater, sleeveless hoodie, sleeveless sweater. Yep, you got it. Wearing a sleeveless sweatshirt. That's what we in the business call Belichicking. I called David Montgomery flea market in my league, but nobody gets the reference. I gotta figure out maybe we'll do that once we get to 9 flips. I'll boot up Sleeper and we can like nickname my entire team. I had one nickname, but I didn't know how to put it on the guy. So after I traded him, I told my trading partner, there's an asterisk on this trade. You need to rename him Quinshawn 33.3%, repeating, of course, Judkins. Quinshawn Judkins! Let's do this, chums. You traded him? Yeah, I've got it. It's a crowded stable of RBs. So we had a great trade. I dumped Judkins to upgrade a little bit at QB. How about them Cubs? You can't make me care about baseball. It's not a serious sport. A serious sport would not put their playoff games before noon on a weekday. I'm sorry, it's just not serious. How about Mac Daddy last night? Mac Jones might be the greatest quarterback in the NFL. Although I will say, not to LARP as an NFL coach again. Okay, you're up by, what was it? They're up by 3 points. I'm gonna sigh here because it was a sigh moment. You're up by 3 points. 1 minute and 6 seconds left in the game. You're starting on your 2-yard line. Bro, do you even want to win? They started with a tush push on 1st and 10. I get it. I get that they want to get out of their own end zone. But like you gotta create some distance, man. You gotta create some yardage. Throw it on 3rd to try to end the game. That's what I'm saying. They had space to get in the pocket, man. After the first couple runs, they had space to get in the pocket. Sure, they're gonna have one extra timeout, and timeouts matter. Don't get me wrong, but if you just completed a pass, the game ends and you win. Now they won anyway, so I guess never mind. But they basically won because, I don't know what the hell they were doing. The Rams were doing an OT, man. I don't know what the hell they were doing in OT. Throw a pick 6 and lose the game challenge? Bro, they punted and almost lost the game. Enjoy Quinn while you can. He will be a New Jersey Devil. I don't care. My team sucks. Take our best player in a year and a half, 2 years. I don't give a fuck. We have him and we suck. I love Quinn Hughes. I would rather keep him than lose him. But it's not like we're competing for the Stanley Cup with Quinn Hughes, man. He'll be a Hab? Okay, he's not going to be a Hab because the fan base will never accept him because he wasn't born in Trois-Rivières. Don't be ridiculous. If he has a quarter of a season where he's not performing as the best defenseman in the National Hockey League, they'll run him out of town. And they'll draft someone named like Guillaume Latendresse and be like, this is the guy. This is the guy. Rangers fans should be quiet, sorry to say. It's crazy to me that the Rangers have like all of the advantages of the Florida hockey teams, i.e. people will hold out on their rookie contracts to just go there in free agency because it's New York, and yet they don't have the audacity to like be good. Like that's insane to me. At least like Florida, you're like, well, I get it. They got a chance to play for a Stanley Cup. But like Adam Fox going to New York, good for him. Good for him going to New York. It's nice for him because he gets the summer off. In hockey, that's an insult. Why? Because the season ends in like early May, and then the summer's when the playoffs happen. Every Russian in the history of the NHL wants to play for your team, and you can't win? That was like 2 guys. That was Pavel Bure and Alexander Mogilny. Every Swede wants to play for us. Every Russian wants to play for the 1996 Detroit Red Wings, bro. You don't know puck. You don't fucking know puck. They don't know, man. They don't know. They don't know what they're talking about. Then you also have to deal with New York media. Oh no, they might lampoon me on Saturday Night Live. Bowen Yang might put on a wig and say, I'm not good at scoring. What are you talking about, New York media, bro? Do you watch TV, NL? I watched Thursday Night Football last night. Can I? Dude, those are my colleagues because they're an Amazon-produced show as well. Football broadcast is so funny, man. I don't know anything about him in person, but really tall, bald guy with a beard who wears like a white hoodie and then always wears a blazer on top of the hoodie. Just every time I see him on the screen, I go, this guy again. This guy. The hoodie blazer combo, and then when they're doing the like they're filming the commentators for like B-roll, and they're all standing like kind of on the field, and they're not talking to each other, but they have to look like they're in the middle of like they were just having the funniest conversation that they've ever had, and then the camera showed up and they went, "Whoa, guys." They're doing like pantomimed karate chops and shit. They're like walking back and rocking a little bit and then like moving forward again. It might be the fakest shit that's ever existed in the history of media. You know that 3 seconds before the fucking camera started rolling, and this is fine because this is normal, they were all looking at their phone or going like, "Oh man, I can't wait to get out of here tonight. Traffic's gonna be rough, man. SoFi Stadium." And then, okay, cameras in 3. All right. The level of artifice is disgusting. I mean, there's a lot of problems with the NFL, but the worst part is the hypocrisy, for sure. Watching the NFL hits different, I should say, after your friend who knows football explains what guards and tackles do, by the way. I had a new appreciation for kind of like the offensive lineman. Kyron Williams did get punched in the fucking head. Like, at first I was like, you can't fumble there. But then when I watched the replay, I was like, they punched that dude in the fucking head, man. They caught him with a hook right in like, I mean, he had a helmet on, but they caught him with a hook right in the jaw. Who has Puka in your leagues? I don't know, but I have him in my Yahoo league. I was like, oh, Puka sold, man. He only had 26 points last night. Fucking scammed me, bro. 26 points, 1 touchdown. Is he even trying? Should I start Debo or Tet this Sunday? That's a tough decision, man. Debo's out anyway? Well, you should check that. You should definitely check that. Don't close the game, y'all. Debo has a plumber throwing to him? Well, listen, as a Bryce Young owner, like, Bryce ain't all that either. Could be worse. He could be Cam Ward, don't get me wrong, but Jaden is back? This is how I find out that Deebo Samuel is not on the Patriots. Why did I think Deebo Samuel is on the Patriots? Oh, the place where the Patriots live. That's why. No, you're right. I was thinking of Stephon Diggs. You're right. I was thinking of Stephon Diggs.
Ryan, I think you have the best fantasy team in the entire league.
I'm insane, right? I'm insane. I kind of know, but Puka's insane, man. Puka's crazy.
Puka's been nuts. Puka's like #1 pick so far. Worthy, like in this season.
And I got, who's Mahomes playing this week? Like the Jaguars or something?
They got a decent defense, actually.
Yeah, okay. Against 7-time NFL MVP and Head and Shoulders ambassador Patrick Mahomes? I don't think so. I don't think so, kid.
Chris Collinsworth this Lego party session, okay? Take it easy.
I had Kyron Williams, but I'm also playing against Matthew Stafford.
Oh, that's rough.
That's rough.
Dude, it pisses me off that Matthew Stafford is like the same age as me, and he's so handsome. He's like the most handsome man I've ever seen.
You're handsome too, man.
I'm all right, but like I'm no Matthew Stafford.
He's not even the most handsome quarterback in the NFL. What are you talking about?
Okay, well Burrow. Well, I think he might be the most handsome. Burrow's probably the hottest.
Oh, we're getting that's
diamond
categories. Then, okay.
Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams.
Lawrence has got that classic California look.
Yeah.
I think we just need diamond chains.
I got nothing against Jalen Hurts, except he's almost like he's not my type of guy. He's a little bit too manicured for me, like a little bit too slick. You know what I mean? He's obviously a handsome guy. Don't get me wrong, but
he's a strong motherfucker. He can squat 3 of us.
No doubt about that. What does this mean? You know your NFL team is cooked when you start seeing Saddam Hussein edits of your quarterback? Is that him in the little hole in the ground?
In the hole.
I don't know. I think there's a common saying in football when your team or when someone's bad as that they're a football terrorist.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I think they do the Photoshop. That's what they say. I'm not saying it's good or wrong.
Frank Black, if he worked at Chipotle. Got me an order. Ah ha ha ho. Slicing up avos. Ah ha ha ho. They want guacamole. Ah ha ha ho. I don't know about you, but I am a chef at Chipotle. That works, man. Chef at Chipotle. I am a chef at Chipotle. Masturbation lost its touch. Skill difference, Billie Jean. Bite my chip and close my eyes. Chipotle takes me to paradise. I'm so damn full, I'm going blind, and I smell like chips. I've got some motivation to take a lunch vacation. There's definitely something. I don't know what it is, but there's something.